that she is gone Instagram official with her boyfriend, Jim Curtis. She shared a photo carousel to the social media site over the weekend that included the back of a mystery man. So if you want to call that
that's
Instagram official, yeah.
This is the hypnotherapist, right?
Yeah, it seems to be Curtis with comments immediately clocking him. One wrote, "Oh, hello, 17 pic." And another one joked, "You think we wouldn't notice photo number 17? Other recognizable names in the photos shared by Aniston included Adam Sandler, Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, Sandra Bullock, and Courtney Cox. Now, Jennifer was spotted stepping out with her beau a day earlier, grabbing dinner with the hypnotist. The two sparked dating rumors earlier this year when they were spotted vacationing together in Mallorca over the 4th of July weekend. So,
I will pick up the check.
But she's got a picture of him within her carousel of photos.
He's a good-looking dude.
And this photo on her Instagram account is just the back of some dude's head looking at the sunset. So you're just thinking, all right. I mean,
that's the one.
That's him. Yeah.
Yep. Right. So there, people are watching, believe it or not. Hollywood celebrated the late Val Kilmer's life on Sunday at the Chateau Marmont Hotel in West Hollywood. Big name celebs showed up: Jack Black, Sean Penn, Slash, Kristen Wiig, Will Forte, and Daryl Hannah in attendance. Directors who work with the actor, including Oliver Stone and Jerry Bruckheimer, also made an appearance.
That's pretty big.
It's been a little while, but I guess they wanted to get everybody together.
Right.
Make sure that everybody had availabilities. Val's first girlfriend, actress Mare Winningham. Yeah, she was in
St. Elmo's Fire.
Was she in St. Elmo's Fire?
Yeah.
Was she the girl that was in Willow as well with her?
No, that's...
they got married.
They did get married.
Okay,
what the hell is her name?
I forgot. But so Mare Willingham paid respects as well. Mare and Val, who went to Chatsworth High School together, appeared in an after-school special called One Too Many alongside Michelle Pfeiffer way back.
Is that wild?
Wow.
Yeah, I love that documentary that it's made predominantly from footage that Val Kilmer himself shot of his life.
Yeah. He was regularly carrying around a camcorder at the time. And
all
he was
the time.
Behind the scenes in tons of his movies. It's really a cool doc worth watching because you get a real inside look at what he was doing outside of, what
and occasionally
on screen.
Preston, he'd be in the bathroom, he'd turn around and say, "Hey, take a look at this one. Look at the taper tip on this one."
Oh, my God.
Kilmer passed away on April 1st this year. He's 65 years old. His official cause of death reported to be pneumonia.
His wife was named Joanne Wally.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Denise Richards and Aaron Pfeiffer's breakup drama is heating up now. The two faced off in courts for her restraining order hearing nearly 2 months after she first accused him of abuse. The case was pushed to next month because Aaron brought in a new attorney, giving him more time to review the details. In the meantime, Denise is cleared to move back into the family home while Aaron must stay 100 yards away. The judge also ordered him to return her laptop by Tuesday, although Aaron still denies having it.
So if you wanted to be a real dick and you float around 102 yards away, right? I'm sure people have done that in the past.
Sure. Yeah.
And is that technically an arrestable offense?
It probably is in a gray area. It falls in a gray area. Denise kept a low profile as security escorted her into the courthouse. Last week, court docs from Denise listed Aaron and his mother as witnesses in her bid for a restraining order, and sources close to Aaron said to TMZ at the time, why wouldn't he testify? He's got nothing to hide. He never laid a hand on her. She's a liar. You are a liar. Richards.
Liar, whore, and you know it. You.
Liar, whore.
And you know it.
Liar, whore, and you know it.
I says,
Richards has accused Pfeiffer's of years of domestic abuse. Pfeiffer's has accused Denise of Vicodin addiction, alleged cheating, and dragging his parents into the fight after a tense confrontation at his family's home.
Did she say he killed her dog?
Don't remember that part. I don't remember that part.
He killed her dog, or she's claiming he killed her dog.
Don't know.
She's got that bizarre blend going on now of the youth, quote unquote, defying cosmetic surgery and just regular aging.
Yep.
And they're waging a battle on the face. Yeah.
It's kind of weird when you see that happening. Jennifer Lawrence added another little co-star to her family this year, and their name just got a low-key reveal. The No Hard Feelings actress was spotted in New York carrying a cute beaded keychain with the names of her 3-year-old son, Cy, and their newest addition, Louie. So
it should have been Anna Kong.
that's what we are assuming the name of the baby is. This seemingly confirms the arrival of baby number 2 with her husband, Cook Maroney. While the new baby's birth date hasn't been shared yet, Jennifer's rep had previously confirmed her pregnancy last October with the baby expected sometime this year.
No Hard Feelings has been a go-to.
Yeah.
Have you seen it yet,
I
Preston?
still have to watch it. Yeah.
It is a funny movie.
So the famously secretive actress shared some thoughts on her motherhood once, telling Vogue in 2022, "It's so scary to talk about motherhood only because it's so different for everybody. The morning after I gave birth, I felt like my whole life had started over. As she sweetly put it, my heart has stretched to a capacity that I didn't know about, and I include my husband in that."
So the first time your first child, everyone says that's where the epiphany takes place. And usually when you get the child home and you're like looking at it, maybe you're by yourself. Did you have that moment?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's almost existential. It's more than you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's pretty amazing. So just a week after raising eyebrows by debuting a new blonde look, Kate Middleton has done a 180 and raised eyebrows again by reverting to her usual darker hair. She looked pretty good as a blonde.
She did look good. I think
kinda
she's
like
a beautiful
dirty blonde.
woman. Yeah,
She's a beautiful
yeah.
woman, yeah.
And she got those huge cans installed. No, okay.
Monday, the Princess of Wales made a surprise appearance by joining Prince William at the National Federation of Women's Institute in Sunningdale to commemorate the 3rd anniversary of Queen Elizabeth's death.
I think she always presents as an elegant woman. When you see her out, she doesn't have that sometimes air of pomposity that some of the royal family can have.
Yeah, she's fallen in line very well.
Yeah.
For the royal family and what they require. The lighter hair was gone at this event, and it was replaced by her traditional darker hair color.
And she was wearing a Delco T-shirt the other day. Yeah.
Love that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Would that not
If
be?
Kate Middleton was wearing a Delco T-shirt.
Well, I mean, listen.
Princess Diana had that Eagles jacket.
Yeah.
Sorry, Case,
And by the way, Nick, we could have a pope who might very well.
speaking
he's
of which,
a Bears fan.
is he? Oh, that's right. Yeah. But I was walking around Villanova's campus last night, just speaking of the Pope real quick, and there is a giant poster of the Pope on one of the side on the side of one of the buildings, and I think it's really cool. Obviously, he went there. You know, it's a interesting way to honor the guy, but it was like.
I'm the biggest pope in the world.
It was just kind of jarring, you know. And then I was like, yeah, when I was in college, there were the posters of Bob Marley hanging up in different places, and Villanova is a giant poster of the Pope.
Well, and I'm sure there's a ton of people listening right now who can commiserate here, but when I was growing up in the 80s, we had a poster of Pope John Paul II hanging in our dining room.
Okay.
There you go.
Yep. So congratulations to former Disney star Debbie Ryan. She was Jessie. Hey, Jessie.
Hey.
She and 21 Pilots drummer Josh Dunn have announced that a baby is on the way.
There's?
On Instagram, yes,
Okay.
it is definitely there. Well, I assume so.
Yeah.
On Instagram, the couple posted pics of the two of them, including a sonogram and a baby bump very much on display, with one slide featuring the phrase "done and done plus one." The two have been linked since 2013. They got married in 2019, so they got a baby on the way.
They should do a gender reveal employing tannerite in the hills of Hollywood. Wouldn't that be great?
That would be great.
Another massive fire.
Or he could do it at one of his shows. They could like have pyrotechnics
Sure, yeah,
that are lit up
maybe
in
a little
colors. So maybe
safer.
a little safer than on the dry hills. And,
Hey, I got the team that handled that Great White Show.
yeah. All right. So Wednesday star, which by the way, finished it last night. Loved it. Such a great show.
We'll talk.
Yeah. All right. So Wednesday star Hunter Doohan. He plays Tyler Galpin on the next.
Yes.
He's the Hyde.
Yes.
On the series is shooting down rumors that his husband has a jealousy problem where Jenna Ortega is concerned. So he laughed off the idea that his husband, Fielder Jewett, is jealous over Ortega. He said, I got to go to Sydney for an event for part 2 of Wednesday, season 1, but I couldn't go to the London premiere. There was a rumor that my husband didn't let me go because he is jealous of Jenna. And I was like, you guys, can we be effing for real? When the interviewer asked Doohan definitively, To deny the rumors, the actor said, "My husband, for the record, did not tell me not to go to Wednesday's premiere because he's jealous of Jenna. Grow up."
I love so many of the cast members of the show. And this season number 2 is, and honestly, Preston, in the first season, Fred Armisen as Uncle Fester, great.
Yeah.
But they were talking about, a spinoff. I'm like, well, they got him really boxed in a corner here. In season 2, you go, oh, yeah, he could have his own series.
Could. Yeah.
And in fact, he will. That's the deal.
Okay.
Yeah. I like this Hunter Doohan guy. He showed up as the bad guy in this last season of Daredevil, and he's really good as a bad guy. And it was revealed sort of towards the end of the season, but he's a badass in that show as well.
And I now have a total crush on the girl who plays Enid. Oh, she is adorable.
Yeah.
Did you watch her other series on Netflix?
I did not yet.
So we're halfway through it.
Oh, is it pretty good?
It's pretty good.
Okay.
It ain't no Wednesday.
It ain't no Wednesday,
but it's
yeah.
pretty good.
All right. So Raymond Cruz, who played gangster Tuco on Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So he's in trouble with the law, though the offense is relatively minor compared to the murderous drug dealer issues he had on the hit series. He was arrested Monday on suspicion of misdemeanor battery. According to his agent, Cruz was washing his car in front of his home in Los Angeles when a minivan with 3 women parked what he said was a half-inch from his bumper. When Cruz asked them to move their vehicle, the women refused, so he said, okay, and he started to clean his car, and then they started filming him, and some of the water from his hose hit their car or one of the people, I don't know, at which point the police were called. Cruz's rep said, and somehow someone who's never been arrested in his life, someone who's played a police detective for 15 years on the closer in major crimes, someone who lives in that neighborhood was put in handcuffs and taken to jail.
They brought him to jail for that?
Yeah.
So there's something we're not hearing then.
Maybe,
right?
yeah. I don't know.
If you simply if you're washing your car and you quote unquote accidentally spray someone,
The other
report
I said saw was that he may have hit him with the hose. He may have sprayed water on somebody at one point. So, but even that, arrested, I don't know.
Reminds me of that scene from Fight Club where they have to go out and find somebody and pick a fight, and the dude just starts spraying the priest with a hose for no reason.
According to online booking records, Cruz was released from police custody on his own recognizance and is due back in court October 1st. Misdemeanor charges have yet to be filed against the actor, so it may go nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
I just think it's wild that they hold him downtown, as they say.
Man, he was great as Tuco in Breaking Bad.
Yep.
He was this unhinged badass in that show.
He's scary in Training Day, too, in the card scene.
Is he in that scene?
Yeah, stolen.
Oh, my God. I forgot he was in part of that.
Yeah.
Man, wow. All right, a sequel to the 2015 action film The Last Witch Hunter is in the works from Lionsgate.
It's actually surprisingly decent.
Okay.
Yeah, it's with
Vin Diesel. Yep.
And one of your girls from Game of Thrones. We had her into
Rose Leslie.
She was pitching
Rose
the
Leslie's
movie.
in that.
Rose Leslie's in it. Yeah.
Love her. So Vin Diesel will be coming back for his role as Calder, the immortal witch hunter.
It's about witch's family.
Michael Caine is also attached to come back for the new film, which through his deal has not.
How much am I making?
His deal hasn't been finalized yet.
Shut up. How much am I making?
The Last Witch Hunter follows a man who takes on evil witch covens, and it grossed $130 million at the global box office when it first hit theaters.
It's about family.
It apparently became something of a hit on streaming recently and ranked among the 5 most viewed movies on Netflix. So found a home there.
It's kind of pretty good, and the
Steve Morrison says
kind of pretty good. It is. It's one of those ones where I went in expecting less, and I'm wondering if my view of it is not completely accurate because it overperformed from what I was anticipating.
Yeah.
But I stand by it.
Right.
It's worth a watch.
Very good. Gigi Hadid just revealed a shocking career move in her Vogue cover story.
What happened?
The supermodel told Kendall Jenner that she auditioned to play Rapunzel in Disney's live-action Tangled.
I am so shocked.
She said she even took singing lessons.
Oh, my God,
Telling
no.
Jenner, I was really proud of my scene. And then she said the singing, I knew they were going to go with a real singer. Though the movie's production has stalled out, more stories like Gigi's are coming out where she isn't the only one who auditioned for the live action.
Why do they more often than not go with someone who has the appropriate talent to handle the role?
Actor Corey Milcreast joked about his Flynn Rider singing audition, saying, I deleted it, and then I burnt it, and then I burnt the phone that I filmed it on. The animated film co-star Mandy Moore's Rapunzel, Zachary Levi as Flynn Rider. While we wait for a Tangled live-action film to grow, Disney's still got another remake ready to go with Moana hitting theaters July 10th next year.
They say the delay for Entangled was because Snow White did not perform anywhere near what they were hoping.
Oh, yeah?
So that was part of the deal. So they wanted to put some space between that and this movie.
Prince William is showing off his sense of humor in a surprise cameo for the newest season of Eugene Levy's travel series, The Reluctant Traveler.
I placed a bag of dog poo on his doorstep and set it on fire. And then he stomped it out with his feet, thus putting dog poo on his shoe.
Walking through Windsor Great Park with the comedic legend, the future king joked and said, was getting drunk with Prince William on your bucket list? To which Levy quickly shot back and said, that's the bucket. So the teaser also shows Levy wandering Windsor Castle's grounds, noting, oh my, it doesn't get much better than that. The trailer's description says this season we'll see Eugene curating his own ultimate travel bucket list. Williams' cameo comes just after he and Kate Middleton made their first joint public appearance in nearly 2 months. Season 3 of The Reluctant Traveler drops on September 19th, and you can find that on Apple TV+. Does anybody watch that?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's terrific.
Okay.
I mean, it's him being him. It's exactly what you would expect. If you like Stanley Tucci style stuff, Stanley's is more focused on cooking and eating, but Eugene Levy, Conan O'Brien Must Go.
It's great.
Same kind of vibe, yeah.
All right. One last story here. Speaking with Deadline, Quinta Brunson teased big changes ahead for Abbott Elementary when season 5 drops next month, including more milestones in Janine and Gregory's relationship, such as meeting family and maybe even moving in together. Tyler James Williams noted that fans will get a glimpse at Gregory's apartment, which is very Gregory. A new teacher, Dominic, played by Luke Tenney, will join the cast, and Brunson hinted that outside characters could ruffle feathers in the Abbott community. The season also features an episode filmed during a live Phillies game, which turned into what she called one of the most historic games ever in baseball, with 7 home runs.
And they're also doing a crossover episode with House of Dragons.
Oh, wow. That should be interesting. Brunson promised fresh character pairings, new dynamics, a big game changer that could make or break the teachers at the school. And it returns on October 1st.
Do you know what the show does well is it stays within its lane, but exploits it as far as it can go without being absurd.
Okay.
We are ready to play some clips for you now. Steve Martin is very proud of receiving the award for outstanding performance by an ensemble in a comedy series at the last SAG Awards. And here he talks about constantly evolving Only Murders in the Building cast.
When new actors come in, first of all, they're people who we've known, like Molly Shannon and
Eugene Levy.
And Eugene. So we have an instant rapport already, people we've worked with. And, there's no getting to know you period. Everybody's just on their marks and ready to roll. So it is a good ensemble.
Yeah!
First 3 episodes of Only Murders in the Building stream today on Hulu.
There's too much to watch right now.
I know.
I'm literally juggling 5 or 6 different shows.
All right, next clip. Joanna Froggatt received 3 Emmy nominations and won a Golden Globe for her role on Downton Abbey. And here she reveals if she's okay with Anna Bates' final storyline.
I'm really happy with where Anna Bates ends up. I mean, I kind of wrote my own storyline because I was heavily pregnant. So Anna had to be heavily pregnant.
You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
Downton Abbey, the grand finale, opens this weekend. So,
Is this supposed to be the end of the end of the end, finally of the end of the story?
I think
For
so.
Downton Abbey?
Yeah, there's been so many ends, though, so you
Yeah.
never know. I mean, if this one grosses a ton of money, then they'll come back and do another one.
Nick just pulled up a picture of her. She looks familiar to me. I don't know. I've never watched any of it. You guys, Nick, you watched all of it, right?
No, I watched the first few seasons, and then they started making movies. I haven't seen any of those. I really like the TV show, but to Steve's point, like it just kind of kept going in strange directions, and I just at some point bailed on it. But
Kathy was addicted.
Yeah, she was. It's a really good show. It's just, Steve, you just made the salient point. There's just too much television out there, and at some point you're like, all right, well, I've had enough of Downton Abbey.
Vin Diesel has a new witch movie. I have to watch that.
Yeah, right. Come on, man. Priorities.
It's about family.
All right, so thank you for joining us for that entertainment report. We have things going on this morning. Josh Blue is going to be checking in with us today. He's got a new book out. Our friends from Iron Hill Brewery are stopping by today, and that means they'll bring along some gift cards for you to enjoy. And it's Tattoo Tuesday, so we have a chance to win a Preston and Steve Show themed tattoo. Just go to the contest page, WMMR.com, Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. You could end up winning that by the end of the show. We're going to take a break. We dive into what MMR is made of. Rock and roll. Wow! We are at the back to school A to Z. We're in the R's, and we are officially kicking off the rock and roll portion of it with a song next, and it goes all morning long through our program. We'll be right back.
For some reason. And I could not make the delivery, so I'm in the UPS truck, honking the horn. Nobody's coming out. I'm like, I got to get this thing off the truck because with UPS is every package every day. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So here I am. I run out the passenger side. The usher starts chasing me. I'm running around the back of the truck. I hop through the driver's door. It tries to lunge at me through the driver's door. I get out the passenger door again. I run to the barn, drop the package off. The lady comes out of the barn and she grabs the ostrich by the neck and holds it. She's like, "Get back in your truck right now." I'm like, "You don't have to tell me twice."
Ran and delivered
I bet you I know what was in that box. It was probably ostrich sedatives.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah,
Dude,
you
see
too.
you, Luke.
Wow. There's a I think she's on Instagram. She has an account, but she has, I guess, you know what I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking
and
about.
it's this bird that is it an emu or an
It's an
ostrich?
emu.
Right.
Yeah.
And it freaks out all the time, and it comes charging, and she's, ah!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
She'll do videos with like videos of her, and she'll like slowly pan over to this like vicious thing ready to like bite her.
Mm-hmm. We will go next to Will. Hey, Will, morning.
Rhythm, schism, a brizza.
Rhythm, schismism. What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys? Skull Sealer here.
The Skull Sealer.
I got bit by a groundhog.
Whoa.
Now
don't drive angry.
Yeah, don't drive angry. They've got sharp little friggin' teeth, don't they?
Yeah, giant in sizes, man. So I was coming home from work one day, and I saw this animal in the road. So I slowed down, and it was still alive. It was a tiny little groundhog. It wasn't like a full-grown, like full pounder or anything, but it was pretty small. So I got out of my van, picked it up, moved it to the side of the road, and it bit me in the web of like my thumb.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I still have the scar from it.
So I assume you don't know if the thing is rabid or not. Did you go to the doctor immediately?
I did not.
Oh, dude.
You became a were-badger.
Will, the thing is biting you. Did you start like smacking it on the head to let go, or was it a quick bite?
It was a quick bite, but I did like try and shake it off. You know?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like thrashing or anything. It was just like a real quick chop on my hand and then like a release. But
ow.
I don't know if it even survived. Who knows?
Thank you, Will. Appreciate it, man. I have a fear of being bitten by a snapping turtle.
Okay.
Oh, for good reason.
I'm fascinated with them. You will actually see them on golf courses a fair amount of time. At least once a year, I'll see a good size one just sitting out sunning itself. I'll go over and take a good close look at it.
Yeah.
Just because they're really prehistoric looking. It's really cool, but
tank.
That beak terrifies me.
So Coney Island Aquarium has a snapping turtle, Preston. This thing's lived in Coney Island to begin with because it's got tattoos and stuff. But it's this big, this beak on this thing. It just sits there, and it always sits there at the corner of the tank. But you're right, they're really threatening looking.
Yep. And if you've ever bitten by something small, and how bad that hurts, I can only imagine. Yeah. I got bit by a hamster in college. I still, from time to time, will think of it.
You still cry?
No, I actually it gives me like the chills because I'll never forget his little teeth going through my finger. I was like, oh my
Go! But this thing, a snapping turtle can take a full finger off. I mean, I told a story about where my dad lived years ago. They had a pond, and they were finding ducks and geese with their heads bitten off.
Yeah.
And they don't fly that way normally.
My brother used to put them in the pool and swim with them.
What?
He would get them from the
turtles?
He'd get them from the creek.
I think I remember you telling
And he would
me
put
that.
them in the pool and he'd swim with them. And then my mom would be like, go take them back. And he would take them out of the pool and take them back to
By the way,
creek.
everything else about the turtle is slow, but that snap is lightning fast.
Yep.
I have been bitten by a swan. It didn't hurt at all. That was the only one where I was like, oh, my God, you're adorable.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
My dad had to smack a swan in his head because he went after Jace. Jace was little. And he looked at Jace like he was an enemy. And
No! Swan!
He did. He just took one hand and smacked him.
I know people who have battled with goose before.
Oh.
There was a guy that was fly fishing one time, as a friend of my dad's, and it was, because you throw it up in the air, and it either caught on the goose or the goose snapped at it or something like that. But anyhow, he had to reel it in.
Oh, no.
Because it's flying in the air, and he wasn't going to give up his rod. And then when he got there and he's trying to unhook it, the thing is beating him with his wings, which are pretty formidable, and I'm snapping at him as well.
Getting back to snapping turtles real quick, I saw one in the middle of the road one time, and I tried to be a good Samaritan and get out. I stopped the car, and I tried shooing it off the road, and I got a stick, and I was sort of trying to poke at it or whatever.
Why'd you just pick it up?
Because it scared me. It was a big old snapping turtle.
Yeah. And if you just pick it by its shell, it won't even get its.
He's panicking.
No, I know.
No, I mean, it was in the middle of the road, case, and so I was just trying to shoo it off of the road. But those things hiss at you.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm just trying to help out, buddy.
Yeah.
I hope we got run over.
Let me go to.
Well, listen, fool don't want no help.
I got Kelly on the line. Hey, Kelly, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, what's up, Kelly?
Oh, thank you.
Back in the late 70s, early 80s, it was a thing in Philly, apparently where I lived, where people had monkeys.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like one of those little monkeys that was on Friends.
Okay, like Capuchin monkey.
Capuchin,
Yeah. So my dad used to let it run around the house, and one day it was sitting on my shoulder, and he was a nasty thing. He would steal cigarettes, and he would rip up things, and he was sitting on my shoulder, and my dad said, "Oh, turn your head, he's going to kiss you." I turned my head, and he bit me.
Where bite you on your face?
On my face, I have a scar.
Oh, you have a scar from the friggin' monkey.
I'll show it to you on Friday. I'll be at Keenan.
Yes. Tell us your monkey scar, girl, and we'll showcase that.
If you have a monkey scar, come down to Keenan's. We want to see it.
Wow, Kelly, did you have to get any stitches or anything like that?
They didn't take you to the hospital back then.
Nah. Just put a piece of gum on it. Wow. All right.
I don't have any stitches.
All right. Well, we'll on Friday, Kelly.
Okay, perfect.
Scarface is your name. By the way,
monkey's gonna monkey. It's gonna do people, and I remember people would get those things. There was a Woolworths that had a pet section when I was growing up.
Yeah.
It had a pet section, Kathy, and there was a chimp in there.
Yeah.
A chimp! I'm like, what?
I do remember odd animals in the Woolworths section. I remember always wanting to get birds. And my mom was like, absolutely not.
Birds. They were blue.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were nice colored birds. That's why I liked them.
Parakeets?
Yeah.
Probably.
They were right down from the chimps.
Finches or something.
Finches, maybe, yeah.
My friend got an alligator, and I believe he bought it legally at a place that's not even there anymore. Nick, you might remember this. Is you're driving down the Blue Route just past Broome. There's a place called Jobu Pets.
Yeah.
And he got it.
Jobu.
Yes. And he got an alligator from Jobu Pets. What? I know, and we would be in there in his, he had a
you have any more alligators?
He had a giant aquarium in his room, and one time he decided he needed to clean the aquarium while we were all in there. I was like, dude, and they just took the thing out.
Had he been bitten by it?
He had.
Yeah. I'm not down with that. No.
All right, we'll go to Jen next. Hi, Jen. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, what were you bitten by?
So when I was 14 years old, I was down in the Outer Banks, and the people I was staying with thought it would be a good idea to go feed the wild horses that were underneath our house. So we bought a whole
She's talking about cave horses.
Underneath your house?
No, the wild horses in the Outer Banks.
Okay.
Yeah, but they were under your house?
Yeah, because they used to, up in Corolla, they used to roam the whole top of the island.
Oh,
Okay.
dirt horses.
They were corralled.
All right, so, and was this a house up on stilts or something?
Yeah, it's
That makes more sense.
No, they were earth horses. They burrow into the ground.
Okay.
No, but so listen, I know for a fact that a horse bite can really F you up. So how big was the chomp?
So we joke about it because I got my first hickey from them. It was the giantest bruise on my shoulder. I got trapped between the air conditioner and the house, and the horse just wanted the apple that I had already given.
Oh, my God.
So the horse was about to kill you for an apple.
Oh, I was terrified. And then my mom, I don't know where she came from. She came out of nowhere screaming and yelling, and she luckily scared the horse away before anything else happened. But I can just remember he was walking towards me, and I turned around, and first he was like eating my ponytail.
Man, so listen, if you get, obviously we've all been in proximity to horses. Look at the size of their head.
Oh, my God.
Look at the size of their mouths.
Yeah.
That can make some heavy damage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We just don't think about it because they're horses. They're our friends.
Thank you, Jen. Appreciate it.
Mr. Ed.
But yeah, they're the power of their jaws has got to be extreme. They could easily, bite something off if they wanted to. Let's see. We have a lot of great calls here. I will go next to. There's a lot of monkey calls, believe it or not.
Hey.
Let's go to Liam. Hi, Liam. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. You guys rock.
Thanks, Liam. All right, you have a monkey story.
Yeah, actually. So when I was 13, I'm 28 now, but when I was 13, my family took a trip to Punta Cana, and there's a gentleman next to the pool that had a monkey on a leash, letting people take pictures with it. So my brother talked me into going over to it. It climbs up my leg onto my shoulder, smiles with me, takes a picture, climbs back down, and is holding his hand out. And I thought he wanted a little handshake. So I gave him my thumb, and he just hacked right to it.
I want to shake your hand.
To top it off, I'm 13. What do? They take me over to the bar and just pour vodka on me.
Well, that's respond to a monkey bite. Yeah.
So the monkey was looking for a tip, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Dude, money.
Much more said. We're gonna have some hummus in our studio.
From one of my favorite places.
Yeah, I know brewery. I'm just reading. They're bringing by hummus and wings and cheesesteak egg rolls and burrata and pretzel sticks and things like that.
I get it from them very often, and if you've not had it, it's just simply called, I think it's called the Naked Burger. It is a salad with a really high quality burger cut up in it, and it is delicious.
Every time I go, I get the gumbo.
Yeah,
It's delicious,
there you go.
man. Yeah.
I think burrata has worked its way slowly up to my top 3 favorite cheeses.
Wow.
Have you ever had fried burrata?
I have,
Oh my
yeah.
God,
And like I used to get like a tomato mozz salad all the time with a little bit of olive oil on there and some balsamic. And I think I've replaced mozzarella with the burrata.
It's actually mentioned in The Day the Earth Stood Still when he says Klaatu burrata nikto.
I don't think that's
He's
accurate.
asking the robot Gort to prepare him a burrata.
It's intergalactic, really, at this point. So it's a beautiful thing. Listen, guys, my head is going to explode.
Oh, no.
Is that right?
If I don't get all of this out right now.
My mind is a raging torrent, flooded with rivulets of thought, cascading into a waterfall of creative alternatives.
The stream of Consciousnessner.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. And I want to share some of the things that I've come across with you. And we're going to start with Karen Ballsnatcher.
Oh, man.
Boy. Are you even surprised at this point?
Corella DeFille.
That this seems to be gaining steam?
Well, here's what I am surprised at. Nobody knows who she is.
Good.
I know. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the turnaround is usually pretty damn quick on identifying people.
Within hours.
So we still don't know who she is. And now, trading card retailer Blowout Cards has offered her, Karen Ballsnatcher, $5,000 for the baseball. I had a feeling this was going to be popping up at some point, that somebody was going to make a cash offer. So they want the baseball, but she has to apologize by signing it. Fans on social media have begun the nationwide search. They haven't found her yet, but they are offering to pay her, and she must write "I'm sorry" on the baseball as part of the deal. And it comes after the baseball fan was forced to set the record straight, or another baseball fan was forced to set the record straight after being wrongly ID'd.
I remember that. Yeah,
no kidding.
Yeah.
So how long would she have to hide for this all to blow over? Like if she lays low for a week or two?
I think it wouldn't matter. I think if she lays low for a couple of months, but the moment she's identified, the story resurfaces for another 10 minutes, and then it goes away.
Yeah, because we talked about the super aggressive news cycle that we currently live in, where things just come and go quickly. I mean, I mentioned to somebody, you remember that when a jet crashed in the city?
Yeah.
I completely forgot. So yes, I think this, though, she could right now, if she does it right, she could parlay this, turn it a little bit to her advantage, come out, kind of, suck up all the stuff that's going to come her way, do a mea culpa, do something nice or whatever, and she could become, a Haktua.
She needs Kathy's restitution services.
Yes.
Remember, Kathy was going to offer up her
dumb bitch PR.
Guidance, dumb bitch PR.
Dumb bitch PR. I'll tell you this. I've never seen more creative memes. They're now doing the most interesting man in the world parody. There's a couple of these quasi commercials where they have her going into a hospital and taking the respirator out of a kid's mouth.
I saw one of her taking the golden ticket from Charlie Bucket.
Yes, yeah.
Which is interesting. But the dad had said what really freaked him out, and the reason his reaction when she came over was like she started yelling. It was so loud,
right,
from the get-go, like it was hey, and he was like, "Whoa, Jesus Christ, you scared the hell out of me." So anyhow, it was an article published on the Blowout Cards website. They wrote, "Dad grabbed a home run ball for son. She wanted it back, and now blowoutcards.com needs it. We'll offer $5,000 for that baseball right here, right now, but there's a catch. We want the ball signed and inscribed by her and only her, whoever she is." And they put in parentheses, "I'm sorry," so that we can simply give it back to the kid. Our offer is official and the offer is firm. So if she wants $5,000, she could get something out of this.
I wonder how she's playing this. I think that's what's the big story is. If you were her, would you change your hair color? Would you change your hair look?
Yeah.
What do you call it? An ombre?
I get new glasses.
Right.
I'd put on extensions, the whole thing. By the way, somebody made a Garbage Pail Kids card of her. It's a ball hog Brenda.
I mean, listen, I've not seen one this comprehensive in quite a while. Right?
Yeah, you're right. The creativity has been
off the charts.
Pretty fantastic.
Yeah,
but they're offering up $5,000. So if you know her, let her know.
Yeah,
it's $5,000 on the table. All right. We're going to go back to the, remember this a little while ago, the kiss cam moment. There's another one of these. Almost identical, not in its nature of exactly what took place, but the circumstances of being caught on camera. Boom, you get this one too. This was the last one that went all over the world, right? All right, so a Massachusetts entrepreneur is speaking out about the end of his marriage to a tech company executive. So news of Kristen Cabot filing for divorce from her husband, Andrew Cabot, recently made headlines weeks after she was caught on the kiss cam with the then astronomer CEO, Andy Byron, who's also reportedly married. But now a spokeswoman for Andrew, the husband of the woman that was in the video, the kiss cam video, tells people that he and Kristen were privately and amicably separated several weeks before that Coldplay concert.
So they were technically separated.
Yeah, it was
okay. It was over. They knew it.
They were on the path to divorce.
They were on the path to divorce.
So
not so for him though. The executive that she was with.
Yeah, Andy Byron.
Right.
So the decision, this is what the spokesperson said, the decision to divorce was already underway prior to that evening.
I said,
now that the divorce filing is public, Andrew hopes this provides respectful closure to speculation and allows his family the privacy that they've always valued. So they said no further comment is going to be made after that.
So that was, as you said, that was one of the last big ones, right? That really caught the world. and was even addressed by Coldplay, them's Chris Martin himself.
Yeah.
So what, from beginning to end, how long was that? Because this story is, we still have aspects of the story to unfold, right? They themselves have not made public.
So the two that were in the video have not. Neither Kristen or Brian have yet. They have not publicly addressed.
So what's the better thing to do? Do you just say, okay, I'm going to release a public statement myself, apologize, do my deal, and then accelerated passing, or just kind of keeping it out there so that it can be sort of parsed out in little bits, prolong it?
I don't know. It depends on what you want to get out of it.
Yeah.
If you want it over and done with right away, I think you address it immediately and say, this is what happened. We acknowledge it and we're done. But so this guy Andrew, who is the husband now getting divorced, is the CEO of Privateer Rum. I've heard of Privateer Rum before. He has 2 kids from a previous relationship. He and Kristen do not share children. Kristen was working as Astronomer's chief people officer when she and Byron were caught in the viral clip at the Coldplay show.
Well, people's is people's.
Yeah, they is people's. So neither Kristen or Byron, like I said, have addressed the nature of their relationship. She filed for divorce in New Hampshire in August. So if there's any more follow-ups, I'll be sure to get it to you.
People's is people's.
And we'll end on.
I mean, the greatest thing for them is the ball snatcher.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, yeah. Yeah, hey, look over there.
Yeah.
There's a woman stealing the kid's baseball. That'll
I'm just
do it.
fondling his.
All right, so if you are a service worker and you're looking to get bigger tips, you might consider turning to science. According to SciTech Daily, these are scientifically proven ways to get better tips.
All right. Well, you can't argue with science.
So, and I glanced at these, and yeah, these
seem legit?
They seem legit.
All right.
Number 1, introduce yourself. Make sure you just don't walk up and ask, what do you want?
Hi.
Yeah.
I would like a big tip.
But you introduce yourself. Use positive body language. Whatever
you
that,
want a handy?
Whatever that may be. One of these?
Yeah. I can do that for a big tip.
It says, employ the power of touch, but don't get all creepy and invasive. That would depend.
Yeah.
What's the scenario?
I think thrusting your hand down someone's pants might be a little much.
Yeah, what are you touching? And they also say, remember that presentation is everything.
Finger banging.
Finger banging. Do you notice that they smell?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is,
finger banging.
Oh, my God.
We just wanted breadsticks.
Also, they recommend that you repeat the order.
Yeah.
So I think it makes people feel more confident that you got it correct.
Yeah.
Don't you love, though, and I'm speaking mainly of servers, because there are many people that can get tips, but servers that, number 1, know the menu, don't need to look at anything to recite it to you, and they go around the table and they don't write down anything.
It's amazing. It's
I
just
love that.
amazing. And as we've often said, to me, it can make or break the meal, the level of your service provider. And I cherish the people who make it a good experience. And that ability, I'd be horrible as a waiter.
I'm incredibly impressed by it. Marissa made a face. She hates it when they do that.
I just jumped back in disgust. No, write it down.
I
Don't
always
come
wrote
back.
it. I
Yeah.
always
Well, I know you
wrote it
always
down.
wrote it down,
Yeah,
but someone who has the confidence to do that, I'm impressed by.
Yeah.
It spoils my anxiety rides high. I'm
Wow.
like, something's
How
gonna
many times do you
something's
get
gonna go wrong.
do you get the order wrong?
Maybe they'll come back. Not very often.
Because you're going to good places.
Yeah, and usually people who don't write it down are really good. But the whole time, I'm like, did you get that? Did you get that? Is everything going to show up?
Gonna be right.
I asked for that without meat. Is it going to come without meat?
Oh, yeah. Well, you're a
Yeah.
picky orderer. So,
I try not to be, but
You're a
sometimes
PO.
Well, I mean, but
I'll order
per
something
your
without.
your
Diet.
your dietary restrictions, whatever. You need very specific things.
I am impressed. I'll tell you when I'm impressed is when they can read off the specials.
Yes, which they just learned.
Yeah, without having to go, there's a pork chop with,
It's a pink thing with some of this green stuff on it.
So also they suggest that you give compliments, obviously.
Yeah.
Be entertaining. Don't be afraid to sell.
Look, I got your nose.
Write the word thank you or draw a smiley face on the check. That does. I appreciate
I do
that.
like that.
I was always surprised that Carter didn't get into serving because he's so good with people.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Me too.
Yeah.
Yep. Use credit to encourage spending, like a credit card logo on the check tray.
Do you think if you were to draw genitalia on the, that might be? Yeah.
Those are balls.
Yeah.
By the way, those are balls.
And that's
Do you want hair on your
that's
balls?
the hair. Oh, that's good.
No, hair on the balls, not in your food. You know what I'm saying?
That's our slogan here.
Yeah.
Hair on the
at
balls.
Tuffy's, it's always hair on the balls, but not in your food.
It says also call customers by their names.
Hey, moron.
And giving a small token of appreciation like a Hershey's Kiss.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Or a
they'll leave
cheese curl.
mints or whatever, and sometimes it's a restaurant policy.
Listen,
obviously.
every one of those I think would work, and to me it just makes the experience that much better.
So my friend Will, his son was a longtime bartender, mixologist, like higher level. And when he would approach people, he would say something along the lines, "Hey, how you guys doing tonight? My name's Zach. Listen, I want to make sure you have a great night tonight.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about what you like, what you don't like."
Oh, nice.
And that's how he would open. And
Just trying to
he
go
had
to
a
the
very,
bathroom.
very successful career.
I'm just trying to go to the bathroom. I'll meet you outside by the bar.
I mean, you're a salesperson for a little bit of it, and like the best bartenders, the best servers, like they are engaging. I served twice. I had 2 different jobs as a server, and I was okay at it. I was definitely better at the second job because I'd learned some stuff. But I'm impressed at people who are able to do it seamlessly and to treat, and to not get nervous while doing it, and to not screw up orders or whatever. Like it's a really hard job. I think everybody should do it at some point because you gain an appreciation for how hard servers work and how hard bartenders work.
Absolutely. I've heard it mentioned a couple times that if you, the old, it's my birthday. Mm-hmm. But I mean, if you employ that too much, you might have a returning customer find out it's not your birthday.
I would have a very hard time, Nick, being a server, just because it's chaotic in nature that you've got tabs quite literally running on several different things at the same time.
You'd be a good bartender.
Maybe a bartender, yes.
You're quick with a joke or you'll light up your smoke.
Well, it's someplace I'd rather be, though. But I mean, having to remember as you were heading back to the kitchen, like 2 tables stop you on the way back to the kitchen when you just got the order from this third table.
Shut up.
And I am working, okay? Can you not see that?
Oh, what am I, your slave?
By the way,
no, you're our waiter.
Hey, real quick, I saw this post the other day and I never got the answer to it. What is a real estate novelist?
I don't know. I was listening to Piano Man yesterday.
Okay, all right.
Now, I know what Davey in the Navy, I got that part. But yes, Paul, being a real estate novelist, the reason that stood out to me was I'm like, that's a unique word to use.
Here's what I think.
So here's, I was watching the Billy Joel documentary and the closed captions on as well. So it comes up and I'm like, am I misunderstanding?
Oh.
I'm thinking, he those are 2 occupations.
Yes.
He fancies himself a novelist, but he's actually just a realtor.
Yeah.
And not just that's a fine occupation to have.
A person who works in real estate but aspires to be a novelist.
Yes.
But always talking about writing a book but never actually doing it. So there you go.
There we go.
It makes sense. And that particular character, I believe... No. The one based on his wife at the time was the waitress practicing politics. That's right.
Yes.
That's what it was. But he said, and the documentary is great, and I'm still working my way through it, that each one of those characters in that song is a real person.
Yeah.
He based it off of, not necessarily their names, but they are people that he met when he was working as
even the Sherpa
at a bar.
I've watched that documentary 2 times already, and it's just it's such a good look into what he's done for a really long career, and just his staying power is impressive.
Yep. All right, so those are some tip ideas.
I love those ideas.
Double it back.
The stream of consciousness.
All right, there's a pediatrician in Alabama that is easing anxious parents by letting them know what they can stop apologizing for when they bring their kids in to see the doctor.
Okay.
So
Sorry, there was a hole in the rubber.
So this is Dr. Nola Ernest, a mom of 3 boys herself, and she gets it, but she says that the biggest things that moms and dads need to do is simply chill out. So the pediatrician's office is a judgment-free zone, but parents still tend to stress about lots of little things. So she said some of the most common things I see in my office are parents apologizing for the most random stuff. And she has the top 5 everyday worries that parents have that they couldn't care less about. So these are concerns that parents have that she doesn't care about.
Okay, yeah, I'd be curious. Give the examples.
So she says, bruises on a 4-year-old's shins. According to the doc, it's actually a sign that a child is active, playing, and happy.
So let me ask you the question about the bruises on a kid. You go into a doctor, and I mean, isn't it part of the deal now? They sort of have to do a little bit of a checkup on the wellness of the child, or if the child's been...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So if you go in with... I could see a parent being nervous if they bring in a kid with bruises.
Yeah. And I'm not sure at what age they start asking you in private.
Right.
If you are, if anybody's harming you, or do you feel any sense of danger. But they're always concerned and looking for signs of abuse, certainly. So another thing that she says is pizza for dinner. She said pediatricians say it's totally fine, especially your family enjoyed the meal together. So don't apologize for having pizza for dinner.
It's not my kid. I don't give a rat's ass. You're a bad pediatrician.
They apologize for the kids not saying thank you. Some kids aren't ready to talk to the doctor, and she says this doesn't hurt her feelings at all.
Thank the doctor for the digital exam.
Teens wearing shorts in the winter. She admits that her kids do this too, and she points out that contrary to what your grandma told you, being cold doesn't make you sick.
Hell, I know an adult that wears shorts in the winter.
And then another one is that they forgot the diaper bag. It says, no problem at all. The doctors are just glad that you made it to the appointment and will happily get you a diaper from their office supply.
Dude, I remember Dr. Del Toro was the family doctor for years, and we go in for our checkups, and I clearly remember Dr. Del Toro smoking throughout the... I mean, it was, Preston, that was the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then other pediatricians weighed in, and they posted on the We Do Not Care list. They wrote, we do not care if your child is not wearing underwear. It's more common than you think. We do not care if your kids' clothes are mismatched, and we can tell when they've dressed themselves and are so proud of them. So these are people that are apologizing.
How often during the year will you go commando?
Not very often.
Yeah.
I did like twice this summer, and that was it.
I'm a little more now and then. Especially
a little more now and then?
If my shorts, like a lot of the shorts that I wear, have sort of like a built-in
I like
thingy
those.
thing.
Yeah.
Support system.
Yeah, from a
Well, I
nutsack.
don't count that. Like if they have jammers inside, I consider that.
I'm jamming all up the crack of my ass.
Jammers.
It's like you see them in bathing suits.
But I've never heard that term before.
So
that's what that's called?
Yeah, the spandex
it sounds
liner
uncomfortable,
is
doesn't
a
it?
jammer. Yeah, and
jam
so,
that in there.
Butthole pile driver.
Dude, yesterday, I'm sorry to jump in here for a second, but I was going to the bathroom, just peeing, standing up, and I was shifting things around while I was doing that.
Oh, did you?
I squeezed one of my boys by accident. It hurt.
Yeah.
I came out, and I was like, kind of like showing signs of
help.
No, help! But Rochelle's like, what? And I told her, and she just did not get it at all.
I'm dying.
I'm like, man, it hurts in my stomach. Like the whole thing, it was just a little pinch.
Oh, don't give me that child
by accident.
Preston, I'm getting out of the car yesterday, and I lifted my right leg over my left leg to get out of the car, and somehow I twisted one of my balls. And I'm like, wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to get out of the goddamn car.
Yeah.
Listen, I know in the broad scheme of things, and we've talked about this, about what correlates to that. Obviously, if you're giving birth or there's other issues. But I mean, that nut twist out of nowhere is one of the most painful pains.
And me trying to explain it to her was funny because I'm like, we got a lot of stuff down there, and
a lot of nerve endings.
She's like, okay.
So anyhow,
try my plumbing.
But I think part of it was sometimes your underwear can get twisted.
The jammers.
It can bundle up a little bit, and I think it caused a little too much.
Dude, that getting in and out of the
Squish.
car thing, Nick, that'll put you in the hospital.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Anyhow, I'm sure you're happy to hear about all this. All right, we're gonna move on. So the American dream isn't dead. It just cost you $5 million to get anywhere near it, according to Philip E. Batten of Ambassador Wealth Management. This is the breakdown of expenses to make the American dream a reality.
Okay.
But what exactly is the American dream?
I think that's something that's highly subjective.
I guess the American dream would be to own your own home.
Yeah.
To retire without any massive debt, maybe.
We've been hearing lately that aspect of the American dream of owning your own home, that the society is starting to shift towards a renter society.
Yeah, I think if you're a family person, being able to send your kids to some version of higher education, if that's what they choose to do, so that would fold into my version of the American dream, owning a home, sending my kid to college. Some version of that.
I don't see how renting can be part of the American dream.
I know. To me, the thing that we were always taught was that you own your own home.
It frees your income up to do whatever you want. You're not tied down by a mortgage. You're not tied down by time or the weight of a lengthy mortgage. And so you can use that income to do other things in the interim. And part of that, I think, mentality is that, hey, the world might blow up in the next 10 to 15 years anyway, so why invest in a mortgage? I disagree with that mentality, but I understand where that comes from.
Well, I think if you're saving your money because you're a real estate novelist, I think it makes sense. Yeah.
All right, so here is, you got to break this down over 45 years or so between the ages of 20 and 65. So retirement, $1.6 million. Okay. Is what you need to have for the American dream, the quote-unquote American dream, whatever that is.
By this estimation, by this guy's estimation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, so, but my question is $1.6 million, if you're married, is that per person or per couple?
Know.
Okay.
It's a good question.
Yeah. What am I, a cop? Get away from me. All right, so anyhow, or you're a cop. So... Healthcare, $414,000, and I'm rounding this up.
Right.
Home ownership, $957,000. Raising a child plus college is going to run you $875,000.
Can't they be stupid?
New cars throughout your life cost you $900,000. Cars are just getting... Remember back in the day when like the idea of a $50,000 car
Are you kidding?
was just absolutely ridiculously outrageous, and now like cars are in that $40,000
in my
range.
early car buying years, I mean, I think I bought a car for under $1,000. It was a bomb, but I was able to drive it.
All right, vacations, you'll spend $180,000 a year, or I mean. Not a year.
A year? What?
This guy has a skewed idea of what the
I would like to go on that
Believes
vacation.
again.
Sorry. If that vacation exists,
We're going to the moon.
I would like a $180,000 vacation. What can you do
Saturn
with $180,000 on vacation?
And how long?
Yeah.
I'd like to find out.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, you could sail around the world, right, for $180,000 for a year?
But let's say $180,000 for, the 3 vacations you're going to take for the year.
I'm curious, is there a greater Wolf Lodge?
Even
I
greater.
recently came into $180,000.
That's the best Wolf Lodge.
Even greater Wolf Lodge?
All right, so pets will run you close to $40,000 over that time.
That you can say a month. I mean, that's why, by the way, a little side note here, if you have pets, pet insurance is always a good idea. Just that's my little caveat.
And then weddings in the range of $38,000.
But they exclude weddings for your pets.
So if you break that down over 45 years between the ages of 20 and 65, you're looking at annually to earn $111,000.
So what would you say would be the most critical aspect of what you would classify as the American dream?
Critical aspect?
Yeah, what makes you the happiest? What would make you the happiest?
So to be, if we're talking financially is own a home and have no debt at retirement.
Right. So, and
then have enough to live the current lifestyle you're living at the time of retirement.
To me, the saddest thing is to see people who thought they were, like Pacino, were out and then have to go back to work because they realize the financial environment wasn't, shifted and got a little more austere, or they didn't plan properly. That, to me, that's something you want to avoid.
The month that he retired, Bill Weston paid his final mortgage payment, and I was so impressed by that. Like, he timed it so well, and he was able to go out and not have any mortgage debt upon his retirement. And I thought that was really impressive.
I want to become a real estate novelist. But I'll always have time for my wife. I'm talking with Davey. He's still in the Navy. Probably will be for life.
That's perfect timing.
Yeah.
That's absolutely timing it out just right. So
Isn't
he wins.
the goal to die owing money?
Well, my uncle always said, if you time it out right, your last check should bounce. All right, uno más? Yeah, one last thing. Stream of consciousnessner. So we're
the stream of consciousnessner.
We're all over the place. Let's talk about
all over the place.
Weighted vest.
Okay.
Oh, I'm bombarded with memes about these things.
I've owned a weighted vest for a long time. Back when I was training in Krav Maga, we used weighted vests. But apparently they're increasingly showing up in fitness classes and jogging tracks and social media and all that stuff.
They've been around forever.
Yeah. They're supposed to keep bones healthy, improve performance, and even accelerate weight loss. And they're exactly what they sound like, a vest that adds resistance to the torso through pockets with removable weights.
Do you ever wear weighted jammers?
No.
It really pulls your shorts down.
No. So there's a lack of robust research on their benefits, though. So it's unclear how much of the hype is actually justified. Some people, such as seniors and those who are pregnant, should be cautious about using them.
Well, seniors, a sweater is like a weighted vest.
So the idea of a weighted vest will help you meet fitness goals like weight loss, muscle growth, preventing bone loss. Makes sense on the surface. Adding weight to the vest adds resistance to your everyday activities without changing up your patterns. The vest may, in fact, offer benefits for healthy adults, experts say, although no one should expect transformative or instant results.
No.
Jeff Monaco, a certified strength coach who teaches medical fitness at the University of Texas in Austin, said, while you may not lose a lot more calories during a weighted vest exercise, resistance from the vest may result in better sports performance over time. So there's a lot of studies looking at the vest from a speed perspective in different athletics like soccer, with changing direction, agility, and speed, and so forth. You'll start to see those benefits by adding about 10% of your body weight to the vest. If you weigh 150 pounds, for example, that would mean adding a total of 15 pounds to the vest.
So
but the research outside of sports isn't very clear.
Yeah. So years ago, there was an initial thing where it was all the rage, and I would wear it for sit-ups, and I'd wear it for certain workouts. And then I just got bored with it.
So a 2020 study from Wake Forest found that adults between 60 and 85 years old who wore weighted vests at times during the day when they were most active lost about the same amount of weight as those who didn't wear them. They also lost the same amount of bone density, which happens as we age, but can be slowed by building muscle. So they didn't really see much of a difference in that.
No, it doesn't
age
sound
range.
like that. I once purchased, it was a 120-pound tuxedo, and never had the opportunity to wear it.
You never wore it?
No.
Okay. It's best to start out
does this tuxedo weigh?
by adding 5 to 10% of your body weight, wearing a vest that's too heavy can put unnecessary strain on your joints, back, and hips, and the extra load can throw off your posture, lead to poor form, and even result in stress fractures over time.
Years ago, my brother, who was in the Secret Service at the time, got us kind of into the inner workings of the White House. We went into a room where they had one of the full coats that was basically bulletproof for the president. Holy crap.
Really heavy?
Yeah, really heavy, yeah.
So you'll have to use muscles in your abdomen to use your weighted vest effectively, and this can be tough for those who have like back pain issues. So you need to keep that in mind if that's something you want to use.
I do Kegels. Does I mention that?
Well, I'm sure your pelvic floor is flexing like crazy.
Actually, when I had my surgery, to
your version of Kegels?
You have to do Kegels.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a Kegel mofo.
All right, so these are some things I thought you might find interesting.
The stream of consciousness.
And thank you for allowing me to relieve the pressure on my brain.
It was a good one.
Get that stuff out there. We have a break to take, but as we're doing that, our friends from Iron Hill Brewery have arrived, and they have brought a bunch of great stuff. We haven't been in there to see it in the Acme Lounge yet, but we're going to. But you can celebrate every Philly game with Philly favorites features like $5 cheesesteak egg rolls, $5 Philly favorite pints, and $10 Philly favorite growler fills to take home. Available at Iron Hill during all Phillies and Eagles games. So how about a $50 gift card to caller number 15? 610-660-9333. Get on the phone right now. Call us and you will get a hookup from our friends at Iron Hill Brewery. You'll find them in Westchester, Philadelphia, North Wales, Newtown, Media, Huntington Valley, Axton, Chestnut Hill, Maple Shade, Voorhees, Wilmington, Newark, and more. We'll take a break and come back with the Bizarre File. Stay with us.
You don't give me sound.
And it's funny because
nasty.
they are those monkeys that are part of tourism and the people trained for, for tips and stuff like that, they get very aggressive. And I'm surprised that a lot of places where you wouldn't figure they would allow that do allow that because they can freak out at the drop of a hat.
Yeah. So we've had an ostrich bite. We've had several monkey bites. What else we get here? We got another
Horse.
Yeah. There's bird bites and all this. But how about this one? Let's go to Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hi. Welcome.
Hey, welcome. Welcome to you. What's up, Jessica?
Thanks for having us over.
Thank you. We appreciate you having us on your show.
I've never been on the radio before.
It's all right. I say something like that on a daily
Preston,
basis. That's totally
what's
wrong.
the latest phrase?
Good morning to see you.
Preston said that, so you're absolutely
Good morning
fine,
to see you. It's all good, Jessica. What's up?
Welcome.
I was in Indiana, and there was a large cat rescue, and they had accidentally had baby tigers. And so for an extra like $5, you could go in and visit that with them. You know, who doesn't want to go pet a tiger?
Right.
And they were about the size of like, a big lab. So they weren't huge, but big enough that one decided like my calf looked really tasty and it bit down on my calf.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it didn't break any skin, but it left a good bruise and, it scared the bejeebies out of me. But,
Jessica, you said it was the size of a large lab?
Of like a dog.
I mean, that's a big animal. If a dog that size bites you, that's problematic. If you have one that's trained to do that, that's basically wild.
Yeah,
and
this
it
isn't
clamps down. Yeah,
this isn't a kitten. This is a young tiger. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't card it, but it was definitely older than like an adolescent.
Yeah.
Was it able to buy alcohol?
That's pretty wild, Jessica. You have a tiger bite. That's way up there on bragging rights.
Yeah.
I like to use it in the whole 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, totally.
Because no one believes it. I
Thank
love
you,
it.
Jessica.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Wow. Do you remember when the trainer that we knew would bring Louie in here, Louie the chimpanzee? Man, I'll never forget that. He brought him in a couple times. It was really cool to be that close to a chimpanzee and hold him and so on. But he was always on guard.
Yes.
The trainer was like he didn't lighten up for a moment.
No, because he said at any moment, like he was stronger than everyone in the room.
Absolutely. And that if he were to become unhinged, we got real trouble.
And he said that, like the 3 of the children's parties, every 4th one he'd have to shoot the chimp in front of the kids.
Well, and he would bring, they would bring them to parties and things like that. We had them out.
Too, Kat.
And how it eventually ended. I don't remember if it was Louie or I think he had Mikey too. Yeah. But they got out of all he would say was got out of their cage and they had to send them to zoos.
Yeah.
Well, he brought in one time a bear cub.
Oh yeah.
And it was my wife, the bear cub fell asleep. Claire came in, my wife, just because she couldn't believe it. And I said, you got to get a chance to pet a bear cub. The bear cub fell asleep on her lap. She was sitting on the floor. Those spikes on that bear's, that's a bear cub. Yeah. Those things look like Wolverine.
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything on these friggin' things. It was unbelievable.
So, did you guys see the movie Nope by any chance?
Yes.
Because there's like an underlying theme of a chimp like going crazy. It's terrifying because, it was a fictional thing in the movie, but
it's not inaccurate.
What that thing did, it could, that could have happened in here.
Looking back on Louie and Mikey, like they were cute when they were here, but I'm
not a great idea.
No, it was not smart. Like they're wild animals, and they shouldn't be kept in cages like that.
We also had the white Bengal tigers. Remember that?
Yeah. Yep. That was before Tiger King came out. We didn't realize that any yokel could walk around with.
The possum bowl doesn't seem so bad now, does it?
Yeah. Right. Let me see here. Okay, since we did mention snapping turtles, we got to go to Tom here real quick. Hey, Tom, morning, bud.
Good morning to see you.
Yes, very good. Good morning to see you. Good morning, welcome. What's up, Tom?
Yeah, I used to go camping a lot when I was younger, and I would always bring a friend. And this one friend, he was like huge into reptiles. He always had, snakes, lizards, turtles, and all that kind of stuff. So there was always like little kind of sitting ponds around. There was always frogs, snakes, turtles, and stuff. So we were looking. And one time we didn't see this thing, but a huge snapper out of nowhere bit him on his ankle.
Snapper.
And it ripped the vein out.
Whoa!
Like a mile away from the campsite, we had to run back, and I'm a fat boy, so it sucked. It was bad.
Did you guys have to wrap a get around him or anything?
Once we got back.
Wow.
It took probably 20 minutes to get back.
Oh my God.
He needed stitches. I think he got 8 stitches.
Dude, that's why one of the things that you see the lunatics, there's a guy who had I think a TV show. He's had not a tooth in his mouth, but he would go into the murky, muddy water.
Yes.
And apparently snapping turtles make for great turtle soup or whatever. So he just reaches his arms down in this brown muck and pulls out snapping turtles. Yeah. And I it was almost too tense to watch the damn show.
Thanks, Tom. That's messed up. All right, here, this might be most exotic bite. I know we had tiger and ostrich and a few other things, but this says my sister got bit by a chinchilla.
Okay.
At Funimals in Westchester.
Oh my God.
Funimals. As a kid, and still hates those cute little balls of fluff to this day. She asked for it, though. She stuck her finger in the cage.
Okay.
I got bit by a chinchilla.
Well, you see it all the time where people say, "Don't put your fingers in the cage," or if you get a little like a behind the scenes or whatever.
Oh
done.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got kind of reprimanded. I've told this story before. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
But my junior high Spanish teacher, Mr. Huddleston, did some wildlife work with the St. Louis Zoo, and he would foster some of these animals. And when he had facilities where he could keep them,
like big cats, right?
Yeah, he could
ended up
keep
getting
them.
killed by
So
one, right?
yeah, but anyhow, he brought in he had a mountain lion in it was a kitten, it was a baby mountain lion in a carry case, and he came walking up to the school. I'm like, no way! Oh my God! And I stuck my finger in there. He's like, don't do that. That thing will bite it off. He's like, whatever you're doing, do it. And yeah, he was killed by a leopard in his backyard.
So that shows you how good, however good they are wild animals.
Yeah.
You have to remember that. I was at the Philadelphia Zoo here, and we were back. They had an armadillo. I didn't realize this, but the larger armadillo is the kind you might find out in Texas. When they ball up, if your finger gets caught in that, it can break your finger.
Yeah, and those shells, whatever those things are.
The armor.
The bands.
The armor and the armadillo.
All right, we need to take a break. We're actually going to talk to a bite victim in a little while. Maggie, who's a sharp bite victim, is going to be joining us. But real quick, I want to go. Somebody was on hold for a long, long time, and they just hung up. Never mind.
Well, don't worry about it, because we have a picture with a snake wearing a helmet.
Hey, we got smoking snakes.
Yeah.
And they have an Uber Eats thing on the back.
That is one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
We'll share this on our socials.
That's wonderful.
Phenomenal. Okay.
All snakes really should have helmets.
Yes.
What if they take a spill?
Yeah, for safety purposes.
All right. Well, anyhow, thank you for sharing the stories. We appreciate it. And like I said, we'll get Maggie on in a little while, who's a shark bite victim in Stone Harbor.
Yeah.
So we'll get her on in a bit. But let's take a break and come back in a second. We'll get into the bizarre file when we return. Stay with us. By the way, Northeast High School, you're up for coolest teacher. Make sure you let us know who the coolest teacher of the year has been. Text word teacher to 39333 if you go to Northeast, and we'll send you the voting link. We'll be back in a moment.
Is it Katie Kane?
Katie Kane.
Looks like Candy Cane.
Yeah.
And I like Candy Cane. Happy birthday, you.
And then a shirt?
Yeah.
Ooh. Sorry about that. I had the black bean soup.
Okay. All right. So happy birthday, Katie. All right. So I want to go back to the story we had in the bizarre file. Is it Mykonos? Is that how you pronounce it, Kathy?
Yeah.
That's in Greece?
Yes.
Okay.
It's in Greek, Preston.
It's in Greek.
Yeah.
So a mother and daughter were there. They went to a restaurant. They were kind of talked into hanging out in this particular area of the restaurant, which is a sun deck that they have, and they sat at these chairs. And
it's apparently a popular location.
It's a very touristy city.
Yeah. Real beautiful view, right?
It's gorgeous. This doesn't surprise me, though. Like, a lot of the places seem to be a little bit like this, where you pay $600 for two
They're
drinks.
predatory, right?
And it seemed like
right.
so. They eventually they were kind of nudged into ordering some food or anyway.
2 mojitos.
2 mojitos and 2 crab legs, like just 2 crab legs.
Two.
Not 2 orders of crab
Are
legs,
you even
2
full after
legs.
that?
Right.
They were king crab legs. They are.
They're big.
In their defense, they are the big crab legs.
Yeah.
But they were charged like $640 or 600 euros for that, or they were going to call the cops on them.
They were threatened literally with that, with not being able to leave the country. Now, I'm sure, no matter what,
that wouldn't happen.
No matter what the story is, that kind of predatory stuff will happen, as you were saying, Kathy. If you looked at the history of this place, the reviews are replete with
It's a
all
scam.
sorts.
Are they?
Yeah.
It's a scam. It's one of those
It's a
scams.
scam.
Get in here, come on in here. Oh, we're going to take care of you. And then at the end, oh, yeah, here's the bill.
Oh, wait. So is this place is known for like bills?
It's now known amongst on the travel, like the TripAdvisors and stuff like that. It had that reputation. Now, mind you, it's a nice place, and everyone agrees the food and everything is quite good. However, 2 drinks, 2 crab legs,
Well, see,
$600.
My experience was a little bit different. In London, we ordered 2 martinis, and I forget what vodka we ordered, but it was because it was imported. It was we paid $40 for each drink, so it was like, or I think it was it was about an $80 bill for 2 drinks.
Did they wrangle? Did they wrangle you into it?
No, they didn't wrangle. We just
were
ordered.
the prices listed? Obviously,
No, we just they were like, what type of vodka, and we named it, and I forget what it was. And then
give me the $40 kind.
Well, obviously we questioned it after, and they were like, "Well, it's so and so vodka," and we were like, "Yeah." They're like, "Well, you're not in the United States,
Yeah,
so
it's like Tito's or something
like
you
whatever
just
it was.
you would get here stateside.
We had no idea, so we ended up paying $80 for 2 drinks.
I mean, I've already told the story on the air before, but the when I had that, we were in that suite at the Eagles game, and I ordered wings.
Yeah.
And what I didn't know is I was basically ordering catering wings. And not only that, but like beers. I mean, we had so much beer. We were handing it out.
Three.
That was a mistake, though.
Servings or whatever it was.
Yeah, that is a mistake. And what I'm curious about is if you do make a mistake like that, and it is a legitimate mistake, and before, say it comes and you're like, oh, I didn't know. I am sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Will they sometimes go,
well,
so
even it was a mistake, but not only that, but the menu had prices on it, but even the prices were kind of written in a way that made it look like it wasn't $500. You know what I mean? It was like, it was like $5 wings or something.
What was the final bill?
It was over $1,000.
Yeah, Casey had ordered off the catering menu.
I mean, they brought out, because I had ordered 2 orders things, and they were like, well, why don't we just bring 1 order? They said
$1,000.
Yeah. Wow, 2 orders.
And did you
that hasn't happened here in 5 years. We haven't seen anybody do.
Well, so that's the thing. They were like, why don't we bring out 1 orders, and if you need any more, we can bring out more, because there was only 5 of us in this entire suite. I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And when they brought out that 1 order of wings, and it was in a giant chafing dish, I was like, oh, yeah, we don't need all of these. And then they're bringing out, when we ordered like a beer, they brought out a bucket of beer.
Did you pay the bill?
So we were able to talk them down a little bit, and so the manager had to come out, and I said, listen, the way this is written on the menu, it makes it, I thought this was $10.
Put your mother on the phone.
Preston, so the name of this place in Mykonos is called the DK Oyster Bar.
Yes.
And I brought up, and you mentioned in the B file, the people go to TripAdvisor to rip on this place. They do. And so I want you, Preston, to just read these as I scroll through the
All right, the top one
reviews.
is the one from the story I just recounted. Here's another one. A scam waiting to happen on the unsuspecting masses of vacationers heading their way. The waiters tried selling us food. Each kept giving us different prices. We kept to drinks after hearing about bad reviews. Another one says, I went to this place on a family vacation and was left horrified and ripped off. Asked several times for the prices. The waiters kept telling me it was cheap and not to worry. The bill was over 400 euros for a couple of badly made drinks.
I mean, it's 1 star after 1 star after 1 star. I feel robbed.
The waiters
that's the
and staff
scam.
are extremely intimidating, especially when questioning the bill. These people are a bunch of scam artists. I really wish I read more reviews before coming here. Wow. This one says, we were lured to dine at their restaurant by friendly, pushy waiters. offering us comfort in the sun.
Oh, so this is a full-on.
Yeah, we were then pushed into ordering food from. All right, thanks, Marissa. Don't forget Tattoos Day today, and we have a chance to win a $350 gift certificate for Floating World Tattoo and Piercing, 1729 South Street in Philadelphia. So go to the contest page, WMMR.com. Get signed up. At the end of the show, we're going to give that away. Hopefully, we give it to you.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by Pella Windows and Doors. Other deals might sound bigger, but quality matters. Save now at Pella with 40% off installation or 0% APR for 24 months. PellaPhilly.com. So 4 hikers were rescued by officials after admitting that they had consumed magic mushrooms and were suffering from a debilitating high. Oh. They saw
That's
seahorse.
not good.
They saw seahorses all over the
It's a big
place.
seahorse party in the forest.
The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation Forest Rangers said that its rangers and local firefighters rescued the hikers in the Slide Mountain Wilderness.
Seahorses forever.
The agency said the original caller admitted the group had consumed mushrooms and one of them was experiencing a debilitating high. They located the group of hikers and escorted them to the trailhead where they were evaluated. Officials said that they provided a courtesy ride to the group's rental lodging.
You're flying!
And they added that one of the hikers lost their keys, which rangers actually recovered the next day in a sling bag with the keys under a log in tall ferns. So they actually...
That's pretty miraculous, that alone.
An image of the rescue released by the agency shows what happened.
I'm married to a squirrel.
What appeared to be a man in a white hoodie being held up by 2 rangers. So
do you want to do mushrooms when somebody has to keep a level head?
I've always heard. Now, listen, I'm not a psychedelics guy. Never have been, but I've always been told outside is where you want to do those. So I don't know.
Maybe
Well, listen, anywhere can be scary.
Yeah, anywhere can be scary. True. A man in Florida has been arrested on murder charges after police say he shot a woman 17 times. She had mistakenly walked up his driveway.
Oh,
Roman Rewicki was arrested this week on charges of attempted murder, false imprisonment, criminal mischief. A woman told police that she was following an acquaintance home for the first time when she got lost and ended up at Rewicki's house. And the woman said she walked up the driveway and realized that she was at the wrong address, at which point she claimed that Rewicki grabbed her arm and wrist, restraining her by holding her arm behind her back in an arm lock against her will. The woman who was identified as TP in the affidavit was able to call the person identified as WP, whom she had been following, which says that WP ran to her aid.
What caliber allows you to get shot 17 times and survive?
Rewicki then threw the woman to the ground and retrieved a firearm that he had fired multiple times in the direction of the 2 individuals who had just gotten into the woman's vehicle. They told police that the vehicle was hit multiple times. According to a report, a total of 17 shell casings were found in front of the home.
Shooting the car.
Yeah, shot at the woman 17 times. Rewicki told police that he believed the woman was a sex worker and that he attacked her out of fear for his wife's safety. You know,
Somebody
the
been
door-to-door
doing-
sex workers. that
Somebody
come
else
around.
found the mushrooms.
Police said they recovered video footage that showed the woman approaching the residence in a non-threatening manner before the attack.
Wait a second, that man with the mailbag is a sex worker.
Rewicki called 911 on a recorded line and confirmed that he was the shooter, said that he has a no soliciting sign and that he understood the woman had gone to his house mistakenly. The woman's arm and wrist were bruised as a result of the physical altercation. Her bracelet was broken off. One of her tires went flat in addition to other damage to the vehicle. He was released on bond on Wednesday.
Would it have been outlandish to call out something like, "May I help you?"
Exactly. Yep. A man from New Jersey has gone viral after breakdancing at a local town hall meeting. Will Philly, a resident of the township of Cranford, just outside of New York City, on Tuesday took to the podium by performing a wordless robot dance. As he made his way up the aisle, he spun around and danced without music, leaving the room
without music.
in an awkward silence. And some attendees looked away while others buried their faces in their hands.
So was he more popping and locking?
Yeah. No, but he eventually breaks.
Does he bring his own cardboard?
So listen to this. After 40 seconds into his performance, Thilly reached the podium, let out a sigh before jogging back to grab a bottle of water and some papers. The room remained silent, and he spoke, and he said, "How was everyone's weekend?" Before adding that he had just returned from Monterrey, Mexico. He said, "There's no pizza there, but it's a beautiful town with lots of history." And then he asked, "Anyone here afraid of flying?"
What? So who wins, this guy or the guy who does the motorcycle impression?
Thilly proceeded to ask if anyone wanted to see him perform a backspin. When no one responded, he laid on the ground, lifted his feet, and spun around several times. As he danced, the crowd stayed silent, with some attendees looking uncomfortable. When he finished, Thilly gestured for applause but received none. All right, so he then asked the question, why did our taxes go up so much? He went on to reference a previous local referendum question why the tax increase was apparently higher than anticipated. And he actually knew his stuff.
Right.
He was just making a scene before.
Why did our taxes go up?
Right.
Yo.
Yeah.
I will say, though, that the breakdancers and the pop and lockers back in the 80s, like, they're all like in their 50s and 60s now. And
Right.
it is so fun because they still have the skills.
They still have it.
Maybe not the breakdancing
A little
skills.
bit more osteoporosis.
But the pop and locking, like, you can see it. You see like a 50, 60-year-old dude.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of porky, if you will. Popping and locking, it's pretty cool.
All right. And then one last story, and this is a follow-up story. Triple murderer Aaron Patterson has been jailed for life after poisoning 4 of her estranged husband's family members with a toxic beef Wellington. Remember this out of
I
Australia?
absolutely remember this story.
So a judge told the Australian 50-year-old that she had inflicted untold suffering on her own kids, who were now robbed of their beloved grandparents. 3 of Patterson's targets, her husband, Simon's mom, Gail, dad, Don, and maternal aunt, Heather Wilkinson, all died after eating the meal. The 4th, Heather's husband, Ian Wilkinson, survived.
You've been very kind, Your Honor. I made you a little something.
But he had spent weeks in the hospital and continues to suffer lasting damage. Handing down the sentence, Justice Christopher Beale said the crime involved an enormous betrayal of trust. Due to the enormous interest in the trial statewide, nationally and internationally, the Supreme Court allowed the sentencing hearing to be broadcast live on television for the first time. So this is like the OJ.
Yeah.
Like it's that big in Australia.
It's an outrage.
Yeah. Patterson was convicted in July. Her sentence of life with a non-parole period of 33 years is backdated until November 2023 when she first entered custody after being charged.
She also lost her show on the Cooking Channel.
Prosecutors did not offer a motive for the killings, but had pointed out strained relations between Patterson and her estranged husband and future frustration, that she had felt about his parents in the past. So, she's going to jail for at least 33 years before parole can even be considered, and it probably won't.
Probably not, yeah.
All right, and there you go. That is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. All right, we have a guest who is joining us here in the studio, and here to talk about our fair city and the anniversary of America. The 250th anniversary is coming up. We would like to welcome the Senior Vice President, Advancement and External Affairs person from Visit Philly, Jessica Coulter.
Hey.
Hi, Jessica.
Hello.
Nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right, so yeah, you have a very wordy title there.
I do. I do.
But you're in charge, essentially, is the deal.
I get to have wonderful relationships with all the great people here in Philadelphia that make our city so awesome.
Well, this is an actual monumental day to kick this off on. Do you want to explain why?
Surely. It is a very exciting day. We are gearing up to celebrate the America's 250th anniversary. And today is actually a day in which, in history, the United States actually became the name.
The United States, the second
United States
Continental Congress,
That's
right?
right.
I did not know that.
Indeed.
So September 9th, that's very cool. And before we started all this, and we were talking about this, Preston, I was mentioning to Jessica that we had been at the Xfinity Mobile Arena, and we were talking to the Muckety Mucks there, and we were talking about the general sense of excitement and anticipation of all the things that are happening in and around and throughout Philadelphia. And so, I mean, I know it's amazing, but it's got to be a Herculean chore to pull all this together.
It's a big lift, but and a big year, but we're not doing it alone. So lots of partners and lots of folks across Philadelphia, because it's not just the 250th. We've also got a lot of exciting sports events next year.
Yeah.
Maybe you heard about the FIFA World Cup, the MLB All-Star Game, NCAA Championship, PGA Tour. It's a big year for lots of things. Philadelphia is going to be on display.
You know what I love also is that the whole edict is to not simply be a spectator, is to dial in and get involved and take ownership of this. And I love when you know, we were talking the other day, Preston, we were talking about the World's Fairs and the Expos.
Yeah.
Would sometimes go into a town or city and there'd be a big glow up that would last for decades afterwards. Well, here's a chance for a massive sort of reset and polishing up and cleaning up of our home.
Yeah, we're really excited for Philadelphia to have a makeover moment and for people to really think about Philadelphia differently and moving forward. I think that next year will be a great year, not just for all the events, but also a really great time for the residents and people who live here to feel really awesome and proud about their city and want to invite people to come and check it out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, and there's something you guys are doing digitally that people can participate in, right?
Yes, we are very excited that we have launched today as part of our big invitation for people to come here, the Badge Builder, 2026 Badge Builder. And it is a great opportunity for folks to take ownership of this and really get involved. So they can go online to visitphilly.com/badge. And they can make their own unique, one-of-a-kind badge. There's 250 different icons that you can pick and choose, make something that is unique to you, what feels great about you. There's also different color schemes that are Philadelphia color schemes and Americana color schemes that you can pick and choose. And then you can take it, you can post it on social media.
Cool.
You can actually get a decal that is printed out. The first 1,000 people will get a decal for free. And you can post it on your window. You can put it in your business.
To get the word out.
Yep, get the word out.
And
feel
not only
excited.
that, you're able to customize this to who you are in your relationship to Philadelphia. So just looking at the examples that you guys have put together that I'm looking at now, some of the digital badges that you can create can include either some soft pretzels or the Rocky statue or like a Delco badge, or there's a traffic cone if you want to save your spot.
Of course.
There's a hoagie, obviously the Liberty Bell and things like that, and words like Jeet. Is Wooder in there anywhere?
You betcha.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
Very
that is what that's so part of everything. That the spirit of the people. I love the road cone because that's indicative, and that shows, again, sometimes Philly gets some bad press, and I think this is a great moment in time to really apprise everyone who is external and also allow us to enjoy what we love about the area so much.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for people to really make it their own and to have that pride about the place that you live and or work or get to be part of.
Let me ask you, so if you're a business or you think you have something that to offer that could be part of this whole mechanism, what does a business do? Who do they get in touch with?
So businesses as well can use the Badge Builder and they can create something that is their own and unique. We're also working with businesses and other folks, organizations across the city and region on their own types of badges that are specific to like the culinary industry or arts and culture. And that's a great way to get involved and to show your excitement as well.
So visit Philly.com and your associated social media accounts are a good reposit for like what's going on, what you can go and find and do. I'm looking right now at a video that you guys have on Instagram, and it's the top things to do in September in Philly. It's everything from the Fringe Festival to, headed out to Kennett Square to the Mushroom Festival, or there's the Puerto Rican Day parades and all these things that you may not be aware of the specifics. It's got the dates, and then of course you can find out all the ticket information or whatever you need for that. So it's just a great information spot.
It's a great spot to get all kinds of things, what to do this week, what to do this weekend. But we also have, leading up to 2026, we have visitphilly.com/2026. And you can go there and find out all the exciting things that are going to be coming next year as well.
Okay. Excellent. So visit philly.com and try out the new the social media badge maker.
It looks great.
And create what you are, what a little snapshot of you within our city, and then you can use that and share it and also print it up, like you said, and it's really cool stuff. I love it. You guys are you're such banner wavers of what a great town we are. I love it.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So visit philly.com. All the information right there. 250 years next year. And we're excited to partner with you guys on this. So good luck with everything.
Thanks so much.
You got it. All right. Jessica Calder, guys. And that is happening today. It is up and running. That campaign starts right now. We are going to take a quick break. We'll come back in a second. When we return, more rock and roll in the Back to School A to Z. Stay with us. Waiters seemed so energetic, smiling, impatient that we felt obliged not to be a nuisance. Long story short, we, a family of 6, paid almost as much for this one meal of our vacation as we did the entire hotel stay of 5 days.
Jesus.
And I can't see how the prices they charge are warranted. I'll never be coaxed off of the beach again into any establishment without reading the reviews first.
Anytime somebody's like forceful like that, you know.
Yes.
Something's
I don't like
happen.
that approach. I hate that approach. I never get suckered in on that crap.
My sister and I went to Paris. I was only 18 years old, and she was she's 4 years older than me, and there were high pressure people on the street, trying to get you into places,
into these various places.
Yeah. One of them was live sex on stage. I kid you not, it was in the red light district. Live sex on stage, and I go, dude, and this guy spoke English and he thought, oh, you guys are Americans. Wow. So he really started giving us the hard sell, and I go, dude, it's my sister. I'm not.
Yeah, no thanks.
Going to come on, man, you got to just come on in.
This is a good way to bond with your sister. You watch a 69 on stage. Or Swiss Nerf.
Las Ramblas in Barcelona is a little bit like that, where they're coaxing you into the different restaurants and stuff like that. But I ordered, if you go to a good restaurant or not, a place that's not going to scam you, I ordered a bottle of champagne, and the guy, the price wasn't on the menu, one of those. And
Be leery when there's no price that you can see written down.
But a lot of times they don't list prices, and I had it before, and it was like some astronomical bottle, but the guy came over and he said, I just want to let you know this whatever version of what it was like $400. He said, so I just want to make sure you know what you're ordering. That's what a good restaurant's going to do. And that's when I was like, okay, no, thank you. I thought it was the regular bottle.
Did you go, did you look like I can? Do I look like I can't afford a $400 bottle of wine?
I must look like some sort of hooker.
No,
Casey.
I was like, you're right. I'm not paying $400 for a bottle of champagne.
Casey, when they brought out the $1,000 plus, did you say, how much without the buffalo sauce?
Well, here, going to Casey's story, Jessica has one similar. Hi, Jessica. Good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to tell Casey, don't stress out, because I did the same thing. I went to Disney on Ice a couple of years ago. We had 5 kids with us, and we were like, oh, can we get 5 orders of chicken tenders, 5 orders of French fries? And they brought back 5 chafing dishes of chicken tenders and French fries.
Oh, my God.
And they, gave me a bill for, $1,600.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
I almost jumped out of the balcony.
But, Jessica, let me ask you. Were there enough people in that suite to finish even one of those orders of chicken fingers?
There was 7 of us.
Yeah.
And my oldest at the time was 7 years old. I had 4 little kids.
The fact that you listen,
same exact thing.
But I mean, is there a listing for an individual serving of chicken?
No,
no,
there's
but
a little paper menu on the thing, and it's there's no prices, and it's chicken tenders, French fries, fried shrimp, whatever. So I'm like, oh, let me get 5 orders. And at first they brought out 1 chafing dish of French fries and 1 of chicken nuggets. And I was like, well, that makes sense. For room, they just put it all in one big tray, whatever.
Right.
And then they came back 4 more times.
Oh, my.
And I was like, what is going on? This is we paid $1,000 for this suite for Disney on Ice to begin with. and they were like, "Oh no, like this is all you order." And I was like, "Oh well, then we have a problem."
Yeah, we have a major problem, and that's why, like, you know,
I
this is the norm for them.
$1,700.
That's the thing for these, you know, the servers. That's the norm. You know, so
Well, they're used to providing food for a suite. However, if there's 7 people, like with Jessica's situation, and one of them is a kid, and you says, "Are you sure you want 250,000 chicken fingers?"
Yeah, you have to explain. This is an entire dish that you're
Chafing
ordering.
dish.
Do you like even with yours, Casey? They should have explained to you, like her saying, "Okay, let's start off with 1." Well, you didn't know what that meant. Like there should be, "Hey, are you
all right?"
You understand that there's
250,000 fingers and 51,000 French fries.
Jessica, did you get the money thing worked out with them?
I cried and cried and cried and cried, and they like took 4 of them off because we didn't touch them, and I refused to touch them. But it was still like $200 in chicken nuggets and French fries.
Oh my God!
4 little kids,
Especially when
4 little kids.
you went the extra mile to get the thing and take the kids to see Disney on Ice, which I'm sure you were riveted by.
You get a week's worth of chicken fingers to take home with you.
Right.
but like the thing is, you feel like an idiot. You know what I mean? Like
you do.
How did
You
I
feel
not
embarrassed.
know?
Yep.
You feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
You feel like, and listen, all the time there, like whenever I encounter the people, the wait staff, they're awesome. Like
Right.
they'll hook you up and they'll take care of you. But there should be perhaps a little bit better delineation between an individual, if they even offer an individual size,
Thanks, Jessica.
and a chafing dish.
So I had something similar, and I don't want to say like where I was, but you know, I went in to have a service done, and I was expecting one price, right? So I went in, and so I ended up getting quoted this price that was basically 3 times as much as I had anticipated.
Right.
And I was so embarrassed that I couldn't pay it.
Yeah.
That I was like, okay, and so they still have my stuff.
I will use my mouth on you.
But I was like, okay, all right.
Did they do the service?
So there were 3 things that I needed serviced. I asked for them to service the cheapest one of the 3. I go, okay, hang on to everything, and then when I come back and pick this up, I will.
Why don't you just go get it and say no thanks?
Well, so I ended up sending an email to someone else, because I dealt with somebody online. The person that I dealt with at the store was different. So then when I went home, I finally got the balls to go, I can't pay this. Like, I don't want, And so I emailed the person. I'm like, listen, this is what I thought was, and I was too embarrassed to say something and just walk away with my product.
You should have sent them a note like written in crayon. This is my house. I cannot afford this.
But I was and that's what it really down to was just me being too embarrassed to say. Do
you think they were being predatory to you? Do you
No,
think that they
no.
were, okay, you just got confused.
I just got confused, and I didn't know, going into it. The other problem is like when you want to find out how much something costs, like the internet doesn't really help you with that sort of stuff. You're like, how much should this cost? And then the internet's like, well,
we don't know.
We don't know.
You know where this happens actually a lot is the nail salon. So I was sitting in a nail salon and I watched them. Do you want this new type of manicure? And the girl was like, okay, well, what is it? And there's a little bit of a language barrier. So they do their best to explain it to her. And she's like, all right, yeah, that sounds fine. Great. Comes with a little extra massage, whatever it was. And I was still there when she checked out. And it was a $200 manicure she got.
Whoa.
She goes, what do you mean $200? And they were like, well, we did whatever the nail polish was and this and that. And she was like, absolutely not. She goes, it took you the same amount of time to do my nails as if I were to get a regular manicure. If it was a 3-hour-long manicure and there was more time that went into it, but what
was their reaction?
She refused to pay it. She said, I am not paying this. She said, you can call the cops. You can do what you want. I am not paying you for this. And they did eventually just charge her what she would have normally paid when she, went in there on a normal basis to get a regular manicure.
I also, I just got a text. I was reminded, same thing happened with dog grooming. And so
dog grooming's expensive.
Well, and I know
if you
that.
don't know that.
And I know that, and I know going in, but I'd gone in the last time, and my dogs were a little hairier, a little bit more matted.
Like their butt hair removed as well, please.
Steve, these charged me hundreds of dollars more than what I'm used to paying. They charged me a matting fee, and they just shaved it off anyway.
What was the final charge?
It was like, hon, can you text me and let me know? Because it was somewhere in the neighborhood of like somewhere between $300 to $500.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
It was 2 dogs.
And they have big dogs.
2 big dogs.
Yeah.
And Reggie doesn't do well with the dryers.
Right.
He gets like really anxious. He's not nasty. But he's also 80 pounds.
Right.
So that's why I was kind of like, okay, it is what it is, and But I just, was like, but I was too embarrassed to go, I'm not paying this.
Right.
Yeah, that's way too much. And then and I don't know what it, when you just say it's a matting fee, but then you just shave over it anyway. I'm like, what's the difference if you're, there might be a big difference. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not
But
a dog
it seems
groomer.
very pricey. It seems extraordinary. I mean, even for the size of your dogs, that's ridiculous.
Here's a text says, went out in Amman, Jordan, one time and ended up with a $3,000 US dollar bill. I had to argue down to $1,500 in Arabic, surrounded by a bunch of Jordanian thugs. He said everything is negotiable in the Middle East. It was a gentleman's club, and we were paying for the, quote, the girls' time and their $50 drinks. We didn't even get an effing OTPHJ out of the 3 of us. And so they had to argue $3,000. Wow.
That's insane.
Hang on a second. There was, here's one that says, hey guys, everyone should know that if they're in a foreign country, unlike America, if there's bread or anything else on the table, when you sit down, you'll get charged for it.
Yeah.
That does happen. Yes, I have heard of that.
Yeah, and when
if it seems like it's complimentary because it's sitting out, you need to be aware that you might have.
And as they point out with this place that started this place that Mykonos, they actually there is a menu online with the prices that are nothing like what this mother and daughter were charged for 2 crab's legs and 2 mojitos.
Yeah. Hang on, I want to go to John. Hey, John. Good morning.
Hey guys, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, what's up, buddy?
So quick story, similar to Casey, just being, not sure of something. My wife, it was her birthday. She's also about to give birth to our second boy. This was about 4 years ago. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to take you out to a jewelry store. You pick anything you want. Mm-hmm. And I am a man of modest means. My wife is a person of modest means.
Right.
And so we go to the jewelry store. The lady was super nice. She's like, oh, let's look at this, look at this. And my wife was like, I would like earrings. So she takes us to display case. I'm wearing like mesh shorts and a t-shirt. So, she takes us to the case. My wife puts it on. She looks great. My wife then goes, you know what? I really don't. I asked the lady. I was like, how much is it going to be? She was like $3 to $5. I was like, oh, okay. And then my wife's like, oh, I really don't feel too good. Let's just leave. So we walk out of the store and I go, Ray, are you okay? And she's like, those earrings she showed you? And I was like, yes. She was like, that was $3,000 to $5,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she knows, my wife knows, and it's a similar thing that you guys are talking about, being embarrassed. She knows that I would have been so embarrassed, I would have paid it. I would have been like, here you go. Yep.
That's the worst when you listen and you're a hardworking person and you're there and you want to, and then you have to really, and they do that on purpose a lot of times. They really hide the price and they make it small. So I'm just very over it. I want to see look at the price tag and say, this is what I'm looking for. You won't waste your time and you won't waste their time. But it is a little weird when you're like, whoa.
Oh yeah, dude. And I remember in my earlier years of wandering into a higher fashion store. All right, thank you, Marissa. We can. I'm waiting for a little piece of audio, so I'm going to let Marissa get to that. But while we're waiting for that, I will mention that we have MMR's big freaking deal that's going on right now, and it is a 4-pack of tickets to Treehouse World for half off.
As we said yesterday, or whenever we found out this was the deal. It sounds awesome.
Yes.
I love tree houses.
Yep, and there's zip lines and
would a man without kids be a little too obvious there? Okay,
I guess so. I don't know. But the Treehouse World is in Westchester, by the way, and you can get the half price tickets right now, 4-pack of tickets for half off, and go to WMMR.com/deals, and you will be able to find that there. A couple other reminders to our friends from Iron Hill Brewery are here, and we'll do some more giveaways. They brought $50 gift cards giveaway. You know what I can't stop diving into? And I need to stop right now are their pretzels.
Oh, they're so freaking good.
They're ridiculous.
I get them all the time.
I'm not a big soft pretzel guy. I'll eat them when the time is right. When I see some, I don't go actively buying them. But those are another level. Yeah, they're fantastic.
So I get them all the time.
The mustard is so good.
Yeah. You remember? So there was the Iron Hill in Media we used to go to all the time, and the bread alone was something of
the focaccia bread.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Nick's gonna eat all the burrata if you don't.
Sorry about that.
Oh, there's burrata out there?
There was.
There was.
Yeah.
No, there's another.
Nick,
burrata.
I've never seen you eat so much when we have people come by than today.
I was very hungry when I didn't eat dinner last night.
I was hungry too.
Yeah.
And speaking of soft pretzels, I normally get a soft pretzel and have that with my coffee for breakfast every day. I didn't do that today, so by the time Iron Hill got here, I was starving.
Gotcha.
And Casey, I don't know if you're a Brussels sprouts guy, but their Brussels sprouts are fantastic. Brendan was the chef that dropped everything off today. It was really, really good.
I normally don't eat this much either, but I had a couple of drinks last night.
Oh yeah.
Do you post next day?
Absolutely.
Eat a lot.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh yeah.
So what is that a common thing? You drink the night before and you're hungry the next day?
Yeah, I think
Why
so.
is that, do you think?
Because you've been so bad to your stomach.
Why not go all in?
You need to be good to it the next day.
What were you drinking last night?
Beer and whiskey.
Oh, okay. Basics.
Yeah, the basics.
There you go.
So, but anyhow,
Well, it was a Monday night.
I'm very thankful that our friends from Iron Hill arrived. So we'll do some giveaways with their appearance here today. And don't forget, his tattoo today is World Floating World Tattoo in Pearson. Go to the contest page, WMMR.com, to get signed up for that. All right, I want to help you out in your relationship problem. It's time to call in Dr. Love.
They call me Dr. Love.
Yes. I have scoured the world to find information that will help you out in your relationships,
It's
whether they be
amazing.
new, old, or faltering, whatever it may be.
How often do we get correspondence from people who say you've turned their lives around? Never. But that does not mean this is not an interesting segment.
You got to go for that first time.
Yeah.
So researchers have found that in the early stages of dating, women actually prefer small acts of service, like cooking dinner or helping with chores, over verbal declarations of affection, like "I'm here for you" or "I miss you." They would rather you do something.
I killed your neighbor.
And say
Wait,
something.
what?
Well, you said he was upsetting you. No.
So not only, Steve, have you done something,
Right, yeah.
but you said something nice too there as well. So
You said he was upsetting you, so I killed him for you.
So the study involved more than 500 adults in China and used a series of experiments to see how people responded to sweet talk compared to sweet actions. And it turns out women are about the action, at least when it comes to guys rolling up their sleeves to help out. But researchers found that women leaned into actions that showed dependability from their love interest, especially at the beginning of a relationship.
So the things that have sort of always held true that I was watching I guess a psychologist or psychologist, I would assume, dissect this, and the things that each men find attractive initially in the first few minutes or maybe whatever time spent, and what women tend to find attractive, and this holds this tracks with that.
You know, a concept I really found I used to find silly, and now I have embraced is love languages. You hear that term, and you're like, that's ridiculous, and then you think about it, how it actually affects you and how it affects your partner. You're like, oh, actually, that kind of makes sense. And I was I have a friend who's going through it right now with a boyfriend, and I personally think they're on the path to not being boyfriend and girlfriend anymore. But she says he does not pay attention. We were having this conversation yesterday. He does not pay attention to her love languages. She said the whole thing is so cheesy, but I'm still asking him to kiss me and just tell me that I'm pretty. Why can't he do that? And I get it. That's important to her. She needs these things, and he's not providing them.
I'm going to. My wife and I are happen to be going through a wonderful time right now, and it's only building. And I think you ebb and flow in life in a relationship. And I've always loved her, and she's loved me. But you always have things where
they ebb and flow.
Ebb and flow. And to the point of the love language, Nick, it's those things that do matter.
Yeah.
And for example, and it's something that we caught each other doing, talking to someone from another room. Her hearing is not too awesome when it comes to that. Mm-hmm. And so I'll just, hey, I make sure I'll stop and I go into the room and do that, and she does that. And I want to be dialed in and present for something she's going to tell me. And those little things and learning back and forth, you avoid setting out those landmines that eventually trip you up down the road. And just being able to communicate that way.
Yeah. Beyond physical traits like jobs, appearance, and height, which people look for on dating apps, the study finds that women are looking for signs that someone is dependable and willing to invest in the relationship.
And possesses a huge sweaty hog.
They also see action-oriented partners as warmer and more trustworthy. So what about the guys? Well, they're reportedly keeping an eye out for immediate emotional or sexual interest.
Yeah.
Guys also didn't show a strong preference for either sweet talk or sweet actions.
I do like
they just
sweet
want
actions.
some sweet ass.
Some sweet ass. I want trim and I want it now. So I remember clearly something that Claire did for me where I said, oh, okay, I think I'm falling in love. Out of the blue, she got me, it was my birthday. I was at work late and we were going to meet. There at work where I was as a WDRE in New York, and she arrived with a birthday cake.
Oh,
yeah, and I was like, that's very sweet.
Was it a cake you liked?
It was a cake I liked.
All right,
nice. By the way, Nick, going back to the love languages, that's all I have on this particular subject. But is there a list of them? Can you find a list of
right there, Pig Latin?
Because I find that mine is these are. I think there's even more. Like food is a love language for me.
Yeah, all right.
So that could be...
it's right there, gum.
No, receiving gifts, right?
Maybe so.
Yes.
So if you're going to prepare meals and stuff like that.
In fact, that is... She's in acts of service, that is a food tray.
All right, so acts of service, quality time.
Yes.
Words of affirmation. These are the 5 love languages.
Yeah.
Physical touch.
Boning.
And receiving gifts.
Yes.
So
those all make complete sense to me.
Yeah.
Is there one that you think it is missing?
No. I guess
it'd be a subcategory. Like you would add food into like receiving gifts or whatever.
Or acts of service. Yeah. Cooking for someone. So I by that I mean that's a love language in I express my love
through this method, yes.
By creating food,
right?
Or by making food, and here I made this for you. You know,
I built this man out of dead body parts. I created this.
I did that for you.
I made you a servant, a mindless killing machine.
What else? What do I like when it comes to the love languages? Acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts. Probably acts of service and words of affirmation.
I know you like quality time too, though.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you,
but that's usually by myself.
Yeah. Got the lotion, got the tissues.
No.
It's going to be a good night.
It's playing golf.
Oh. You pleasure yourself. You pleasure yourself while you play golf.
Well, I'm a multitasker.
Yeah. Time to say I got the 4-iron.
Yeah. There's grips and shafts and balls. What do you think?
When was the first time, or did you have a moment with Rochelle where you said, this is the thing. This is the real thing.
I mean, listen, I was, when I first saw her, I was like, wow. And then when I found out she was interested in me, I was like, oh my goodness.
She wasn't at first though, was she?
No.
Yeah.
And, but the deeply in love thing, I don't have that's the moment, you know? So I don't know.
Like the time you killed the annoying neighbor.
Yeah. Do you guys have that?
Yeah,
like that moment.
The birthday cake.
It was a birthday cake?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely when Claire brought Steve the birthday cake.
For you as well.
Yeah.
I called you up and said, listen, I don't even know you. I have a feeling we're going to work together in a number of years.
Right.
I just wanted you to know this.
And I love cake.
And then you told me about the Running Away Club.
That's right.
I love cake.
Claire had you at cake.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. My wife got on a plane to come spend a weekend with me in Los Angeles, and we'd only been dating for like 2 weeks at that point or something like that. And so that was a real leap of faith on her part.
Yeah.
And
by the way, my father hung out with the Manson family.
Yeah, I didn't find that out until years later, even though I was in LA at the time. But we'd only been dating for a little bit. I knew I was already taking the trip anyway. I was actually, speaking of solo time, I was going by myself. I was like, hey, I'm going to LA. You want to come? You want to spend some time and hang out? And she did that. And to I think that was really ballsy of her. And I was like, yeah, all right. I dig this girl.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's absolutely a really good one.
Well, you had the same thing. Michelle took sort of a leap of faith. You guys weren't dating then.
by moving out here. We'd only been dating for like 2 months. And I'm like, hey, you want to move to Philadelphia? And she thought about it and said yes. I was like, whoa, that worked. That was crazy.
Marissa, is there anything love language-wise that speaks to you and Matt?
Well, funny you say the leap of faith. When Matt moved out here from Denver years ago, he was looking at apartments like a couple blocks away. And then we looked at each other and we're like, we should just move in together, right?
But did he move here because of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, yeah.
I have another. I was looking at these love languages, and I think without realizing it, because it's funny, it's called words of affirmation. And I don't like getting like thanked or like credit for something, but I love seeing somebody enjoy something that I've gifted them.
Okay.
Or like created for them.
You don't need it as overt. You like to experience their joy at something you've done.
100%.
And if somebody holds that in, it's going to be less fulfilling for you.
Yeah. He's kind of like, oh, I worked on that. Oh, you don't like it? Okay, that's fine. I'll work on something else for you.
Right. You're a people pleaser.
Yeah, like when I get a birthday gift, I actually I refuse to open a birthday gift by myself. I think for me, it's a very sad moment. Like if you get a gift in the mail, I'm like, okay, I'll just leave this till somebody else is here with me.
All right. Yeah. All right. So this is something that this is advice from early on. Now we're going to move on to something else to sustaining a relationship. So
that's another aspect.
Relationship expert Dr. Jane Smith says that the secret to a happy relationship is simple, and it's not a surprise, and it's one we've talked about many times.
Lick his taint.
Nope.
Oh, my God.
She believes that couples who talk openly and honestly can better understand each other's needs and feelings, and this helps reduce misunderstandings and conflicts.
You know, to a lot of people, and I'll tell you this, if you hear stuff like this, you say, that's nonsense, or this sort of stuff is it's too squishy or whatever. This is the truth. If you can learn how to communicate, if you can learn how how each of you hears things and translates things and understands things, you could really upgrade your relationship.
So let me ask you a question about that specific thing. At what point in a relationship does that start to become a focus? Because in the beginning, it's a honeymoon phase. You're still finding out about each other. You're not necessarily sitting down and talking openly and honestly about your feelings. You're learning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's after this is after you've been in a relationship for a little while.
I'd say we had where I became aware that I was not communicating things correctly, and I had perhaps issues with the way I was being communicated to. Maybe 5-6 years in.
Okay.
So
I found out last week.
Did you really? So
how many years in is
no,
that?
No. Let me clarify. I was recently taken to task.
Okay.
In that, look, we haven't been communicating.
Yeah.
And I was like, at first, it's hard to hear those words.
Yeah.
And you can get defensive.
Yes.
But I sat down, we spoke, and she was right.
Good for you for accepting that.
Well, yeah. No, she's right. And I even told her that. I'm glad you said that because you're right.
I want a divorce. I'm glad you said
We're
that.
speaking honestly,
you've
right?
given me you've opened up the door, and I want to get a divorce.
Did you say she was right away, or did it take a day?
I said it like this.
But
No. It was later that day. I think.
Because sometimes it takes me a day or two to acknowledge. Yeah. Oh man.
Maybe it was the next day. It might have been the next day.
She said we weren't communicating or something. I wasn't really listening.
She kept interrupting. I don't know.
I was trying to watch a golf video.
Dude, that reminds me, real quick, sidetrack for a moment. I'm rewatching Man on the Inside with Ted Danson. There's a character who's like, he's talking to the woman that works at the retirement home, and he's like, I don't even know what toxic masculinity is. Can you tell me what it is? And he stops and goes, never mind. I don't want some broad telling me what stuff
is. To that point, I mean, it is, and I realize when I was trying to articulate it to myself, I will say things to myself to remember, to put the flag in. I don't want by anything that I do to in any way make Claire feel bad, misinterpret something that I've said. A lot of times I'm carrying on conversations in my head because I have that attention deficit, and then I reveal the conversation to her 70% of the way through. She's lost. She doesn't know what's going on. And so literally now I will, like the thing about being in the same room, about being dialed in, I'm not afraid to in this time now, Preston, to explain things. And a lot of times by over-explaining, she'll say, oh, thank you for saying that. I was wondering if I had done something or if, I'd rather eliminate, again, and here's my thing. I apologize for this. So this has been an epiphany over the past, a chunk of time where Claire and I have been having a really fantastic time, is a lot of times what you do is you lay these little landmines where you go, it's nothing. It's nothing. In the moment, she might do something, Rochelle. You might do, it's nothing. And so it's almost like the scene in Galaxy Quest where they fly through those magnetic mines and they're pulling them all along. Right. And eventually they all blow up at once.
Right.
So if you can diffuse each of those things, even if you ask and she can say, oh, it was nothing, it's okay. And but by diffusing the things as you go along, you don't end up in a moment where there was something that really wasn't that bad, but you're feeling the collected weight of all the other crap, make it much worse than it is.
Right.
And so that's been working for us.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I had the issue where she was like, wanting us to be open with what's going on in our world. I've had a lot going on. There are things at work. There are things within my family. There are these other things that are real stressors in my life that I don't necessarily like to talk about because talking about them adds more stress when I start to reveal this
You're trying to evade them.
And so I'm trying to explain going, I don't tell you these things because I don't want to trouble you with these things.
Yes.
But the counter to that, and what I hadn't considered was, but I don't know what's going on in your head, and therefore you can seem distant and I wonder, is that me?
Exactly.
And it's not.
Exactly.
So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And it sucks that I want to talk, that you want to hear about these things that I don't really want to talk about because they make me uncomfortable. I don't like, rehashing the garbage that I'm going through with, but I owe it to her to share what's going on in my world so we're all on the same page and she can understand why I might be frustrated or seem a certain way. You know what I mean?
Exactly right. So for me, I've had it happen more than enough in the past couple of times where she said to me, where I've been able to say, well, thank you for asking, or that she wants to be involved. She wants to be a part of what's going on and perhaps give me help. Those are things I'm like you, Preston. I don't want to trouble you with this. I don't want to. This is not your thing. Mm-hmm. Well, what you're doing is you're excluding her from your life by doing that.
Right.
And that's not what she wants.
Right.
And you guys ever try like balling it up really tight and stuffing it down?
Shoving it down is great.
That's another method.
Sometimes it makes you constipated, but
well, Dr. Smith.
Lost in Space.
No, not that. Stresses active listening, where partners listen carefully without interrupting, is a crucial part of this process. She advises setting aside time each day to talk without distractions like phones or TV to build a stronger connection.
She also says if you have something that you don't want everyone else to hear, take it inside the Jupiter too.
I remember that about my parents is they would sit at the kitchen table and talk. All the time.
What are we going to do about Casey? God damn. What are we going to do?
Weed in his room.
On this running away club, he's 21.
Do you think, looking back on it, Casey, that your parents, because your dad's been gone for a few years, but that they had a good marriage, that they had a happy marriage?
I think so, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's nice to look back and know that and feel that way about your parents.
Yeah. So, for instance, they use an example as this. Sarah and John face struggles in their marriage because they rarely shared their feelings. After attending Dr. Smith's workshop, they started spending 30 minutes each evening talking without distractions. Over time, they grew closer and understood each other better. Dr. Smith notes this is a common outcome when couples prioritize communication, leading to happier, more supportive partnerships.
Let's talk about tractors. No, distractions was the word.
Tractors.
I like tractors, though.
Tractors are pretty cool.
Tractors. The way they can move earth.
All right.
Let's go to Diggerland.
We have to wrap it up, don't we?
Well, we had a guest at 9.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
we had a breakthrough.
I have a lot more to get to. I was even going to include the ball peen hammer story, but we'll have to get to that another time.
That can lead to romance.
It may be. All right.
Putting the ball back in ball peen.
Dr. Love.
Yeah.
giving you some advice this morning. Well, he's going through his own problems. All right, we're going to...
The best kind of doctors... it's a living hell.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break. When we get back, we got Josh Blue, who's going to be joining us. But let's give away a $50 gift card from our friends at Iron Hill Brewery. We'll take caller number 12, 610-660-9333. Every Wednesday, 6 till close. They have midweek munchies, all shareables are half price for loyalty members. No limits. And it includes ahi tuna poke, panko shrimp, Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, wings, and more. Half price, no limits for loyalty members every Wednesday night. Caller 12. We'll set you up. We'll be right back. Jeweler, like a big name like Cartier or Tiffany, and starting to, shop for something, Rochelle, and then they get to the price, and I'm like,
yeah, you're like Steve Martin. The head turns.
Yeah, you have to try to play off the
wait, that's Gene Wilder.
Stir crazy.
Yeah.
$1,000.
But it tests.
I gotta find that.
It tests your composure.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be embarrassed.
Oh my God! When I bought Claire's the engagement ring, and there's a place in New York called Fortunoff's, and I'm like,
this was pre-Steven Singer days.
Pre-Steven Singer.
Wait, Fortunoff's sold diamonds? I thought it was like
it was actually
costume jewelry.
in Long Island. It was known as the jewelry store. This is if only I had Steven Singer at the time.
Wait, no, wait. No, sit.
I was sweating bullets because you're just getting started and you want to make sure that you also want to do something that she's going to like and at least be able to show her friends.
Yeah.
And I remember going in there and fortunately the person was very kind. Again, and we're not saying it just because it's, he's an advertiser, but it's the truth. It's the Steven Singer experience is a lot better. And they get this. They get that you're going to work within your budget, and that means all the difference in the world.
I remember asking a dentist, because I had to get it had to have been a root canal or something like that. And I was like, well, so I was presented with options. And I was like, well, how much does a root canal cost?
It's going to be some money.
He wouldn't tell me.
What?
Wait, no, wait.
Somebody in that office knows how much a root canal costs. Can somebody please tell me how much this is going to cost so I know?
Honestly, and it's the truth, and I implore you, you are the customer. Do not feel bad. Whatever your means,
ask.
you're in there to give business to these people.
Yeah, you're entitled to that information.
You're entitled to that information.
Yep.
And if they seem secretive about it, leave.
Let me go to Chris. He wants to comment on the dental thing. Hey, Chris, good morning.
Yoo-hoo.
He just knew he prompted.
It's too early. I couldn't do it.
What's up, Chris?
First of all, I thought when I was on the phone I was dying because I heard an angel speaking to me, and I was like, "Oh, it's Marissa." I love Marissa. If she's on, it's an A+ show all the time.
Oh, there you go. We'll let Bill Weston know that.
Yeah.
All right, well, quit hitting on her and tell us your story, please.
Casey was saying about the dental. Yeah, be careful because these smaller offices are being bought out by larger ones and are pushing stuff out. My friend went to one and they tried pushing all this stuff on her and she's like, I don't even need it. Like
Zoom whitening and stuff like that, or
tongue whitening.
And then years ago, somebody went in for a procedure and they came out. They got 10 teeth taken out. And none of them were needed because they're
that's not a good dentist.
Money.
Yeah, that's
dentist. Bottom line, you go into the dentist and they remove 10 teeth that they don't have to take out. That's not a good dentist.
While you're here for the cleaning, what about I remove all your teeth?
Yeah.
It's
we have
easy
audio of a guy who just got that done.
Wait, no.
Well, they're going to make the case that cleaning them is easier when you can take them out and put them in a washing machine.
Anybody think about that?
My friend had a medical procedure done, and they were telling her your insurance is likely not going to cover all of it. And she was like, okay, well, we're not going in. Like, you're not putting me under. We're
Right.
going in for this until I know around how
much.
much. And she said they could not, or they wouldn't give her a price. And she was like, we're not doing this till you give me a price.
Yeah. All right. Let me go to Mike. An interesting situation one time. Hey, Mike, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
I was in Lauderdale with my wife on vacation, and we were at a resort that had a golf course attached to it. I wanted a cigar. So I go into the pro shop, and they have this nice selection of cigars. I go, oh, let me grab this one. It was like a Davidoff Robusto. I clip the end, walk to the register, and the woman says, that'll be $65. My wife looks at me and goes, you better enjoy that cigar, man.
And you were committed. You had to buy it. You had no choice.
I was so committed, man. I had all but lit it. I mean, the end was clipped, and I'm just looking at it like.
Look,
once you've done that, you bought it.
Mike was going to ask for a roach clip for that thing. You can smoke it all the way down.
I put it in my cheek and gum to get it all.
Dude.
Thanks, Mike.
That's crazy.
Oh, my God. All right.
My sister-in-law is from Greece, and so she texted me, and she said, I still will never understand why Americans go to that side of Greece. She said, it's all like this.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so there needs to be like an insider tourist information hub to tell you to avoid that type of thing. Wow, it's a big time scam. All right, well, listen, thanks for your calls. We appreciate it. We do need to take a break. I would like to, because we've got Tony Danza coming up, I would like to give away, do me a favor, Chris on line one, have him hang on. Chris is on hold for a long time. I didn't get to go to him and see if he wants some tickets to go to see the Bob's Burgers movie. And I'll take two other callers as well. It's a screening tomorrow night at UA King of Prussia, 7 o'clock. 215-263 WMMR from 20th Century Pictures. The Bob's Burgers movie hits theaters May 27th. So we'll give away the last of our passes now. We're going to take a break. Come back in a second. Don't forget Tattoos Day today. So text word tattoo 39333. Might win a Preston and Steve themed tattoo from Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Coming up a little later on this morning, we are going to talk to Jeopardy champion, current champion, Ryan Long, who's from the area.
Doing Philly proud?
Yep, he's from Mount Airy, so born in Philly and moved to Bensalem at the age of 9. We know a little bit about him, but we're going to find out more when we talk to him around 9 o'clock.
Oh, he's from Bucks County. He's so smart.
He's so smart.
Yeah, I
so
figured.
intelligent. So
He's not from Bucks County. He's from Philadelphia.
But he moved there at
Kinda like how
9
you're
where he
not
got
from
his
Bucks County.
education.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll have this
Well,
little
have him tell
debate
us.
with
Yeah.
him later on this morning. But in the meantime, I saw this article. I thought it was very interesting, and it was essentially a forum. People had shared their stories of rules that were put in place because of them.
Oh, okay. I like
So,
this.
You did something, and what you did from there on, there was a rule. This is, you can't do that anymore. And I was picking my brain, and I know it's had to have happened to me. I know I've done something before with
You've
this.
caused a rule to be implemented.
I'm sure. Somewhere in school, but I can't remember what. But I
kind of think you probably did, but
maybe something will come to me. But I have some examples, and I would love to hear your stories if you had a incident take place. So I'll start with this one, where a person wrote in and said, my brother and I got into a cattle prod sword fight at a farm store. We shocked the hell out of each other a few times, and now they have the cattle prods locked up. We were in our 30s when this happened.
Oh, my God.
So they made a rule at the store that you could no longer take out the cattle prods. Someone says, I put a in one of those hotel conveyor toasters, and it soon became engulfed in flames and had to be extinguished. The next day at breakfast, there was a sign that said, if you'd like your croissant toasted, please ask a staff member. So they put up a rule after that. Here's one definitely that had some lasting power to it, I'm sure. This says, as a kindergartner, I once fell asleep in the bus. I was on the bus, and when I woke up, the bus was in the garage.
It's happened.
I had to yell to get to someone to get me out. So to this day, every bus driver in my school district needs to walk to the back of the bus and check every seat before they park the bus.
This has been in the news a few times where they've had kids and the bus driver failed to do that. There was a kid sleeping in the back seat.
Yeah, I think that's pretty standard, though.
Yeah.
For bus
So
drivers.
this-
They're supposed to anyway.
This probably happened a long time ago.
right.
They made that rule. Another one says, in my high school history class, there were about 10 of us who were really close friends. And we take every opportunity to make your mom jokes. And a couple of months into class, the teacher made us sign a treaty promising to stop making fun of each other's moms. We signed it, and then we started making fun of each other's dads right after. I like this one a lot, too. A friend of mine in a military school found out the regulations never stated what color the bed sheets for a bed made for inspection had to be in. So this man went and bought Power Ranger sheets and made the perfect regulation bed. And I've never seen so many sergeants lose their cool but be unable to actually do anything since the regs were perfectly followed.
That's great.
Needless to say, the next year's regulations were updated to state that sheets must be plain white. So they absolutely changed the rule altogether at a military school. Let me go to Kenny. Hey, Kenny, good morning.
Rocky Road.
Rocky Road.
Well done. Kenny, what's going on, man?
Hey, good morning, guys. So I used to work at Tower Records, open until midnight. And we were basically allowed to play any tunes we wanted on the stereo. And I was a practical joker, and I decided that Animal by Wasp was a great idea.
All right.
To play through the entire store. And if you know the song, it's not a good idea. So the manager was right there, came out screaming, and he said, now here's a short stack of CDs you guys can only listen to. And no, nothing good there.
So he took this broad policy and you caused it to be refined down to a selection of sort of neutral music.
Yeah, a lot of Steely Dan in there.
Yeah, it's good, but it's not Wasp.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Thanks,
hilarious.
Kenny. Yep. Rule changed because of you. Let me go. You guys will know this one. Let me go to Stoney. Hi, Stoney. Good morning. Oh, my. Wow. You sound like you hurt yourself on that one, Stoney. What's up, bud?
Yo, what's up, man? You guys know me. I'm the sled builder. I'm the one that almost killed Pierre.
Yes, from the Cardboard Classic.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
And because of that, you guys don't allow us to use fireworks. Not allowed to ride on the second floor.
Right.
Yeah, I also built the big wheel. Well, a buddy of mine built it. We're not allowed to roll down a hill anymore.
That's right.
You are the reason
Dude, that was
for
great.
a lot of roles.
Had to do a lot of refinements. And if you ask, is it a good idea? Just ask Mr. Peanut.
Yes. Yeah, so Stoney was the cause of rules being changed at the Cardboard Classic. Multiple rules being changed.
Multiple rules.
Yeah. Nice job, Stoney.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, bud. We'll see you next
Thank
year.
you. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
I have one that's slightly embarrassing, and Steve, you'll have a field day with it. I had a job when I was pretty poor. When I was 21 years old, my job was to drive around enterprise cars, and I didn't have any money. And so there was a Mercedes dealership where I would drop off cars and pick up cars. And at that Mercedes dealership, would offer up free breakfast for their customers. But I was also hungry in the morning, and so avail myself to the bagels and the coffee that they had out for their paying customers. And
where did the food go?
Well, I didn't take all of the food. I just took enough for me. No, not a lot. Shut up. Just a little bit every morning. But they eventually had to put up a sign that said bagels and coffee for Mercedes customers only. And I was like,
it didn't say Dear Nick.
That was that's for me. All right.
Well, here's
tracks.
a similar story to that. This says, I worked concessions at a ballpark that had an all-you-can-eat promo day where tickets were more expensive than usual, but concessions, excluding alcohol around the stadium, were free. So I worked that day, and of course it was chaos. And when the line started dying down later in the game, they started sending home some of the hourly employees, myself included. But I didn't go home. After I clocked out, I stayed in the stadium, got some cheeseburgers, cheesesteaks, and a soda, then found an empty seat in the crowd for the last few innings. The next year, they had the same promo. New rule for staff. If you get sent home early, you actually have to leave the stadium. So it's similar to you, Nick.
But I understand his point.
Let me go to Steven. Hi, Steven. Good morning.
Chicken pot, chicken pot, chicken pot pie.
Thank you for the serenade. What's up, man?
So when I was a kid, me and my family used to belong to the Warminster Swim Club, and all the township folks used to through the swim club to get to their maintenance building quicker. So when I was 14, I was riding my bike through the swim club, and I got nailed by a van. Township supervisor was driving through.
And so then after that, what happened?
No more cutting through the parking lot.
No more cutting through the
Well,
parking
you can
lot.
understand that clearly, since you almost died.
Yeah, you took one for the team, for the walkers.
Damn
and
it.
bike riders. Thank you, Steven. Appreciate it. Let's go to Will. Hey, Will, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry to bother you guys at work.
Nah, what's up, man?
So back in the ancient times.
All right, thank you very much, Marissa. Our next guest is on the line, ready to go, joining us via Zoom. Oh, we're playing Blue Moon. I love it. He has got a book called Something to Stare At. It is in stores now, and we love having him on. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Blue.
Hello.
How you doing, Josh?
Oh, just delightful. Thank you.
Nice to see you again. We are we coming? Are you coming to us live from your bedroom this morning?
I'm in my living room in Denver, Colorado.
I'm noticing something that I've only seen once ever before in my life. My friend did this, and when he told me about it, I was like, you're crazy. But when I saw it in real life, in person, I was like, that looks awesome. But your ceiling is red.
Yeah. I had nothing to do with it. I bought the place like that.
No story to tell.
Yeah, I wish I could take the credit, but yeah, red ceiling. That's cool.
It does look cool. It's very Edgar Allan Poe-ish, so very nice. I wanted to bring this up immediately because I thought this was pretty wild, and I don't know why it didn't occur to me, Josh. But this book, which is a memoir, it took a long time to put together because you had to sort of. You had to have somebody write it for you, right? The process of writing is a little bit more protracted with you, correct?
Yeah, the physical act of writing it. So I had to dictate it. It took me literally 20 years to write this thing. So because of the palsy, I don't type or physically write. So the process was laborious at best. I just basically had to dictate line by line. They read it back to me. We edit as we go. It took so dang long.
Yeah, but it's something so obvious, but I didn't even put two and two together because I wanted to ask, so you're kind of, over the course of 2 decades, you're adding a lot of material to your memoirs, you're putting it together. Were you constantly in an updating, editing mode?
Well, we eventually just had to stop when I won the last comic standing because there's no way to catch up.
Okay.
I'm still alive, so,
Right, yeah. That's right, yeah.
So, it ended after one last comic. So there's room for a second edition,
Yes, understood.
And is this a true biography, a memoir? This is you from an early age till now, or moving up?
So basically from my birth, being born in Africa, I had a pretty rough birth. That's why I got palsy. And then it just takes you on the journey of what were the steps that turned me into a comedian.
All right, so you said the word palsy twice, and I'm curious amongst the community, the first part of that pronunciation, cerebral or cerebral, do you have a preference? And has there ever been a study that was done amongst people who actually live with this and what they prefer?
It's more potato.
Okay. But what about you?
Either way, I still walk like this.
Okay.
The pronunciation is the least of the issues.
I say cerebral.
Cerebral. Okay. All right.
it doesn't matter. Really.
Okay.
It's one of the things also is that you've always you're not, and you've said this, you're not the palsy comedian. You're a comedian who has the cerebral palsy, and that was that always the edict. Like from the get go, it'd be low hanging fruit. Your material is far more complex than just a one note deal. But was that an attractive option at the beginning? Because sometimes you see people go for, well, here's the obvious. I'm just going to milk this.
Well, it was for other people. Other people labeled me as the palsy comic, whereas I was like, I'm just talking about my life. You don't say, a fat comic is the fat comic because they're fat.
Right.
All right.
Right.
But for some reason, I did get pigeonholed as the palsy guy that only talked about palsy. But if you really listen to my show, that's just a small part of it. That's just the body that I'm living in versus the material I'm talking about is my day-to-day life and having kids and, looking homeless. And,
Looking homeless is part of the deal.
Yeah, man. It's a way bigger a disability than anything.
But so you talked about being born in Africa, and I was reading the story about that early point when you were just born, and you were sort of explain. You were medevaced all over the place on the way to the United States. Explain what happened.
Yeah, I mean, so being born in Cameroon in the 70s, they didn't have the proper medical facilities, and I actually was in utero for 10 months, so I didn't want to come out. So eventually they had to surgically remove me. And, the C-section in Africa, my mom's scar is from her chin down to her crotch. And
wow.
It's a brutal. It looked like they did it with a shovel. And
Jesus.
And then I came out was having grand mal seizures, and it just wasn't good. And my dad and a nurse basically just were like, all right, we got to get to America. And I made it all the way to the United States without a passport. They just carried me. They carried me in a wicker basket, and they never looked in the basket.
That's got to be a violation of some sort of...
Yes, yeah. I should be deported at any time.
So you ended up, and then obviously, it's interesting because reading interviews and seeing you interviewed, you've never mentioned, did you go through a woe is me phase at all, or would your parents have allowed that?
When I was first a teenager, I didn't really see how this was going to work because I was just trying to get laid. And, I didn't see how that would work. And I didn't understand that love is not a physical, it's not like, you see past it if you love somebody. So I realized it didn't matter. So there was definitely a woe is me phase. And then I smoked a little weed one day and I realized everything was fine.
That's all you needed.
Best medicine out there.
I wanted to mention this too. I found this impressive. There was a point in time, I guess, where you were the Paralympics, and you were a competitive soccer player for about 8 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Wow. Was there any point at which that might have been your full trajectory?
It was really weird. It's like I found the comedy scene in Denver and took off, and that gave me the confidence to email the Paralympic coach. And then within weeks of that, I was on the team. So I basically got on 2 rocket ships of success, kind of heading in opposite directions because comedy doesn't really go well with getting up early and jogging. And then, it's kind of funny for me. Like most people work their whole life to be in the Olympics, but that was just kind of my side job.
Wow. And speaking of you label that as a job. Is that are you getting paid or are you paying to be a Paralympic or Paralympian?
No, I never got paid. I got a little stipend, just a little not any. Couldn't pay the bills, but lots of free shoes.
Yeah. So are there endorsement deals? I mean, it's certainly from what it started as to what it is now. It's certainly bigger, but are there endorsement deals to be gleaned? If you can,
I'm sure there are for much better athletes.
That was the key.
Well, I actually did get sponsored by Nike for 2 years, which was that was cool. There were much better players on my team that were mad, but I had the limelight, so they gave me the shoe deal.
Oh, wow. And so how much could you abuse that, like as far as getting new shoes?
They gave me something like, I think it was like $30,000 worth of gear a year for 2 years.
That's pretty awesome.
That's not too bad.
I could just go to Nike outlets and bring friends and be like, pick out some shoes, you know?
Wow. Yeah.
So I still have a closet full of shoes.
But stand-up was the thing that would really appeal to you. And you've been in the studio a couple of times, and I think we talked about this. You went to a really progressive college, and I think essentially you could kind of create your own major. Is that the case?
Yeah, it's called the Evergreen State College in Olympia, Washington. And I did, I created my own stand-up course, basically. So I'm one of the only people actually working in the field they studied in.
There you go. Is that school still in effect? Is it still?
Yeah, it's in Olympia, Washington. Yeah, it's still going. I actually was the keynote speaker last summer for the commencement.
That's pretty wild. And you're living now. Where are you?
In Denver.
Denver, right? And so I was reading, and I don't know if this is the case or not. You know, these fun facts pop up. Is your girlfriend touring with the Indigo Girls?
Yeah, and Melissa Etheridge right now. Yeah.
So wow,
she's a singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, she does back of house stuff, so she's like more production side.
Oh,
yeah.
all right.
Gotcha.
That's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Josh, you said it took you 20 years to write the book. When researching this, when getting it all together, did you do a lot of time talking to family and friends to get the specific details that maybe you didn't remember yourself, or is this all just coming straight out of the brain?
It originally was coming straight out of the brain, and then I went back and made sure that my facts were right with my parents and my siblings and friends and stuff. So, initially it came right off the top. But
were there people that said, "Hey, don't share this story," or maybe stay away from that? Did you have to edit a little bit after you spoke to people?
I took a few things out for sure.
And what were those, by the way?
Tell us those things. About the red ceiling.
It was back about my when I was a teenager in Minnesota. My best friends on my block were a Vietnamese family, and I grew up with all these Vietnamese kids, my brothers and sisters. But eventually, they got into some gang activity that I'll stop there. But
was it like a Gran Turismo?
I was yeah. I mean, so basically, I was the palsy lookout.
Is that an effective use of your abilities?
Well, nobody ever expected me to be the one that was letting my buddies know to stop stealing that car.
Josh, I remember years ago, and I know she's still around and working, but I remember the first time I saw somebody with palsy who was a comedian was Jerry Jewell. And I wonder if your paths have ever crossed.
Yeah, I met Jerry a few times. Super sweet lady. You remember she was on the Facts of Life?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it was really cool to meet her. Because actually, when I was in college, I studied her a little bit. So that was what kind of got me the idea that it could be done.
And didn't they do a biography movie of her with, I think, her playing her? Unless I'm misremembering?
I think so. Yeah, I didn't see that. But, I'm pretty sure. She's had a cool life. She's in that show Deadwood, too, remember?
Yes.
That's right.
I forgot about that.
It's a great show. Yeah.
Wow. What about acting for you? Is that something you dabble in?
Yeah. I mean, I would love to have my own show and, movies, but I guess getting the part is the hard part. Yeah.
Do you get offered roles occasionally if they, do they come your way?
See, the business is so fickle and they're not very smart.
Yeah.
So anytime there's a disabled role, they're like, oh, we need somebody like Josh Blue. And then I get the role of someone with like a brittle bone disease or something. I'm like, Does the character also have palsy too? Because I don't care how good an actor I am, I can't unact this. But also, my question is, why can't Spider-Man have cerebral palsy?
Yeah.
It's a great point. They come to you with diseases, and then they have to explain the palsy on top of it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if they need a palsy guy, they know where to find me.
Okay.
I want to ask you, with that and with, obviously all the stuff you've done, have you entertained the notion of, turning your own story into a movie, and or does directing or writing or any of that stuff have any interest to you, as well as, theatrical acting, or is it really all just about the stand-up?
No, I would love to do all that. I think I have all that in me. I think I think we're ready finally, maybe. I don't know. Who knows what we're ready for? But I do believe that I have a show in me. I could direct, I could write it, and it'd be super funny and edgy. That's the key. A lot of times over the years, people bring me these roles that are kind of like too PG for who I am. I don't like to candy coat this. I like to be raw and real,
Yeah. I had read in preparation for this interview that actually axe throwing is something you like to participate in. Is that a regular thing for you?
Yeah, I probably have about 50 axes.
What?
Some people buy really nice watches with their success. Not me. I have a plethora of axes. And I'm pretty damn good. I'm pretty surgical.
Okay.
With these things.
Now
you wouldn't expect it when you look at me, but I could get you.
Okay.
Really?
So you, when you said you can't unact this, you held up your arm, and your arm is kind of bent in like this. Is it? Do you have difficult? I mean, how do you
use
the other
this hand.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it's not much better, but
well,
the axes fly.
It's weird because you've grown up and you've adapted to that. So, right? I mean, you just learned how to do it.
Right. And a lot of times in life, the only reason I wasn't able to do something is because other people told me, hey, you can't do that. And I'm like, eventually I was like, oh yeah, watch this,
Yeah.
And then I end up being able to do it better than most people. So, it just shows you, like, if you listen to other people, they can really determine the trajectory of your life and what you do. I'm like, well, maybe I'm not supposed to be able to do it, but I want to, so I'm going to learn a way to do it.
Listening to, again, I was listening to Jerry Jewell interview, and this was a while ago. I forget what show she was on, but one of the former reporters for E! News when that was a thing. And she was talking about the presumption that, somebody with palsy is not mentally sharp. Which is, have you had to deal with that? Because you speak multiple languages. You're obviously a smart guy. Have you had to put up with that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. My whole life. I mean, even now, I still get it all the time. People just see how my body moves, and they also assume that the brain also follows suit. But it's just not the case. And most palsy folks I know are smarter than most people. Because I also feel like we had to mature much faster at an earlier age to succeed in the society of people's ignorance and how to navigate the world. So I felt like I've had a pretty good grasp on what reality is from a young age.
Wow.
You talk about people telling you things that you can't do and then you proving that you can do them. Was there something you were told you couldn't do and you probably should have listened?
Yeah, I mean, a good example is the book, writing it. I just never, I've tried to write so many times. It looks like a chicken scratching on the paper, man. So things like that. I can ride a bike, but I don't recommend it.
Has AI been a bit of a boon for you because text to speech or speech to text or any of that? Are those things providing opportunities for you?
Yeah, I mean, the voice to text thing has really come a long way, although it still really screws me over quite a bit. But It definitely does not get the palsy accent correct.
The palsy accent.
Ooh, what is that accent?
Je ne sais quoi.
Well, you talk about palsy hacks in life.
Yeah.
What would some of those be? What are some of your favorite palsy hacks?
I mean, just like little things about like even opening like a milk container with your teeth, or my teeth are my actual good hand. So I use my teeth for more things than I probably should.
Your teeth are your good hand.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's the name of your next book right there. My teeth are my good hand.
That is great. Yeah.
By the way, you're going to sign every book purchased through the website, Josh?
Yeah, if you go on my website, I do sign them, but the downside is I also mail them, so they will be late. You can also get it on Amazon, and it's cheaper and faster. And then if you bring it to the live show, I'll sign it there. But but if you want the original signed at my home, then
what's your website? I don't have that. URL.
It's just joshblue.com.
Okay, easy,
pretty simple.
Well, I think you average 200 dates plus a year. You're constantly working and touring.
I've been doing that for 20 plus years, doing over 200 shows. So. Yeah, it's insane.
It's a crazy schedule. Yeah.
Any idea when you might be back through Philly sometime down the road? No dates.
Maybe I should have. I should have researched that before.
I did. It doesn't look like you're coming to Philly this year. Perhaps maybe next year.
Well, thank God. Just kidding. I love helium.
Managed to avoid it one more year.
All good. All right. Well, listen, Josh, we'll make sure everybody's aware. Something to Stare At is the name of the book. It's in stores now. Case.
And I just want to throw this out there. Our producer, Marissa Magnata, she actually owns a bar in Denver called The Shambles. You should go check it out.
Oh, okay, cool. I will.
Excellent. All right, Josh, thanks for joining us again. We love having you on, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Yeah, good to see you guys. Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Josh Blue on the Preston and Steve Show. Yes, Something to Stare At. Did you guys ever see, there's a documentary about the Americans with Disabilities Act?
Yeah.
And the laws were passed, and pretty much nobody complied. Like none of the businesses built ramps and did all the things that were supposedly done. And there was a group of disabled people that got together and they started, they had been going to camps together for years. So they all knew each other and were like, they saw the laws, passed. And then they were like, but nothing has changed. And they eventually started staging protests and sit-ins and things like that. And it got the attention of the government, and they finally
instituted it.
Said, "Okay, if your building does not adhere to this, you face all these fines." And it was this group of like 10 people. It's an amazing documentary.
It's called Change Not Charity. The Americans with Disabilities Act. It showed up on PBS.
So good, and it
is available on YouTube as well. There's several chapters, I guess.
Preston, the podcast I do, Delicious City Podcast, my co-host Eli is in a wheelchair, and he has a group of friends too that actually are continuously doing this. Like in Philadelphia, there are some streets where people will, block off a sidewalk. If there's construction or something like that, you don't think about somebody in a wheelchair going down a sidewalk, and you have to go all the way down a block and maybe even around a corner just to find a ramp and things like that. Right. So they'll stay on the sidewalk on the corner right there and protest.
Yes, I mean your life can be shut off in certain ways if you don't have this accessibility. I'm wondering, Marissa, with the synthesis of, you've seen these new wheelchairs and these new things that can do, I mean, like where you can literally almost be at a full standing level,
sure,
and comfortably so, and moving around. I mean, that's. I'm sure right now they're probably pretty expensive, but we're getting closer and closer to that being the norm.
Very expensive, very heavy.
Yeah.
Eli is in a chair like that where he can rise and lower his height.
So like a full stand?
He can be very. I mean, he's still seated, but
Yeah.
he can be very high, like
Wow.
according to table length or bar length. But he's told stories where like there's restaurants that aren't handicap accessible, like some of the nicest restaurants in the city he can't go into.
Right.
So like the Open Streets Philadelphia thing, when they would have outside seating, was the first time he could go to some of these restaurants.
Okay.
Or he shared this story that hits me so hard that he was out hiking with his son and he like fell on some loose dirt or something like that, and he fell. And he's like, wow, this is the first time I've seen the sky in years.
Wow.
When you think
Wow,
about it that
yeah.
way, until these firefighters came out and helped him and everything. He was fine. He was okay. But it's just kind of one of those moments.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Things that we take for granted.
Well, in that and in that doc, because Josh has cerebral palsy, there were people had all different kinds of physical disabilities in this documentary, but some of the cerebral palsy people like they can't speak or their speech is so labored you can't understand what they're saying, and so they were interpreting what somebody's feeling. They're incredibly intelligent, but you just don't know that because they don't get to speak. But when they showed interpretations of what they were saying, some of it was very, very funny and really, really like you weren't expecting the type of language to come out of them. It's really worth checking out. So it was cool to talk to Josh. We have a couple of minutes.
Ball peen hammer?
No, not ball peen hammer, because we're getting into fall, and I saw two things that tie into the fall season. There is, planning your summer vacation. No, fall travel trends.
Travel trends.
A report has come out with Airbnb about where people want to go for essentially viewing beautiful
leaves changing, rustic
landscape.
bucolic landscapes, a babbling brook.
I saw an article in the Inquirer, I think it was over the weekend, about how much weather impacts specifically in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Is this what
got it right here?
All right, then.
I can lead with that if you want. What I found out, what's interesting, Nick, is not only how weather impacts the colors, and it's not necessarily just rain. It is how much light they receive.
If it's a really cloudy summer or whatever. Yeah.
So August dryness in the east, reduced soil moisture levels from the Blue Ridges to northern New England, and that's why we've had premature some of the leaves coming off the trees. Rain would help the leaf retention, but that doesn't necessarily help with the color change.
Okay.
That has to do with the light, I believe.
If you sometimes you forget how magnificent the leaves changing in a densely forested area can be, and then you get out. I'm going to try to make sure I do it this year with Claire and get out and go somewhere to see it, because it's almost incomprehensible that nature can put on that kind of show of colors.
Steve, I've talked about this place before, but I think you would really like it. It's called Wellsboro.
Yes, I got to get there.
The north central part of Pennsylvania. It's north of like Williamsport, so it's a drive. You would do this over a weekend or whatever, but it's a really cool, small, quaint town. It's good access to the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania, which is really great hiking, and they have awesome fall foliage there.
So apparently the sun angles are getting lower. The days are shorter. We're losing about 2.5 minutes of daylight.
Are you trying to have Hulk change back to normal?
No, with the dimming of the light, sun's getting real low, Bella. But with the dimming of the light, green chlorophyll recedes from leaves.
Yeah.
More like borophyll. Sorry. That's from Billy Madison.
Yielding to the more flamboyant pigments.
We just want to make sure that no one confuses us with a highbrow show.
Such as the strawberry red anthocyanins, the carrot-colored carotenoids, and the corn-like yellows. Which, by the way, we are positioned, according to this article, one of the best spots that you will find for autumnal brilliance. The eastern United States.
Okay, I thought you said Valley Kenwood.
No. The eastern United States.
Psych!
We get the best colors of anywhere in the country.
We do. So suck it.
So stick that in your butt and smoke it. No, but it is about equidistant from Front Royal, Virginia, the gateway to the Blue Ridge Mountains, and the Berkshires of northwestern New England. And,
what's the first location?
Front Royal, Virginia.
That's the home of jorts.
It's near
the home of jorts.
It's near I mean, maybe it's that too, but it's also near the Shenandoah National Park. It's actually like the north end. It's
beautiful.
If you do Skyline Drive north to south on in Shenandoah National Park, you end at Front Royal.
So the peak is right around Halloween, the end of October. That's when we get the absolute most brilliant colors you're going to find.
Did you say you are or not an autumn fan?
Oh, I am. It's winter. Autumn,
Winter adjacent.
I like for a little bit, but as it advances, I'm like, oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
Winter's coming, and then I'm tired of winter.
Yeah,
I'm tired of it.
Over it.
I don't like it anymore. I mean, the trees are bare for so long. That's what bothers me. By the time we get to February, I'm like, come on already.
You son of a bitch.
I'm tired of it.
I do. I love it desperately. I love it
Fall?
because it's starting to lead into everything that I love. All of the holidays and the decorating and just the general look, the crisp air. I love it all.
So if you're looking for an autumn getaway, Airbnb has ranked the best spots or the places that people want to go to the most. So to take in the colors, Vermont, they said, is the place to be. According to Airbnb, the top-rated destination in the country for fall foliage based on guest reviews.
I've stayed at a place up there called the Gary Heidnick Inn.
Oh, wow.
It was very troubling.
It was Gary Heidnick, I forgot.
I think I drove out in the van, the Bugs Bunny van.
Oh, around here. That's right. Yeah. Sorry.
So my brother, he just moved back from New Hampshire, but they moved to New Hampshire, specifically this part of New Hampshire that was pretty close to Vermont.
That's another gorgeous area.
For that whole, I mean, that's not the whole reason they moved, but had a lot to do with it.
So New Hampshire comes in a close second, followed by New York, Ohio, and Minnesota.
It's cool.
PA is not on here.
To me, that's a ripoff.
Yeah.
And somebody was paid off or either killed. The Adirondacks in New York are always gorgeous around the time of the seasons changing.
Around the world, there's Osaka, Japan, Dubai. Wait a minute.
Oh, no. Listen, my issue with Dubai.
Did I put the wrong? No, changing leaves, 83% of respondents say blah, 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 blah.
See, the people of...
no, it says here, some are taking out their passports and planning longer international escapes in the season ahead. But I guess not necessarily for viewing of
fall foliage
in
the middle of the desert.
In Mexico City
or Dubai.
The people of Dubai don't appreciate fall foliage while the Abu Dhabi do.
Yeah. Santiago, Chile is on here
Twice
too.
last year.
Wow. The leaves are changing.
Cartagena, Colombia.
I want to go to Chile.
I love watching the leaves change.
You've been to Colombia, right?
No, my family did, but I didn't go.
I want to go there too.
Yep. Supposed to be pretty cool. They enjoyed it. All right, anyhow, I thought that was worth bringing up here real quick.
Quick question.
Yeah.
The Eagles. When are the best time to see the Eagles, Nick? At,
there's that place called the Conowingo Dam. It's on the Susquehanna River, and it's not too far from Elkton. If you're heading down 95, Route 1, south of Longwood Gardens. And for whatever reason, Steve, a lot of Eagles congregate there. And so we've talked about Hawk Mountain a million times on the show.
Mountain, that's it.
That's another place to go. But if you're specifically looking for the bald eagles, go to the Conowingo Dam.
Going to Longwood Gardens on Saturday.
Oh, that's cool.
This Saturday.
Well, if you're bored and Longwood sucks for whatever reason, which it never does, keep driving on Route 1 and you'll get to the dam.
How far?
Like 40 minutes or so.
Okay.
Yeah, because Longwood Gardens is really far south.
Yeah.
In Chester County, and so far south, in fact, that you're not that far from the Maryland border.
Okay. Nice.
Longwood is so great.
It is beautiful. Love it. All right, let's take a break. Come back. We're rocking and rolling and whatnotting. It is the rock and roll portion of the Back to School A to Z.
Rocking and rolling and whatnot.
And we will have, let me see, can I see the log case?
Yeah.
I don't even know what's coming up next, because just a moment we played Rock and Roll Band when I couldn't remember Tom Schultz was a guitarist for Boston. Yes, okay.
Can I give a clue?
Well, no, it's Bad Company. I'm just going to bring you straight into it.
Wow, all right.
It's some bad company for you as we continue.
I know what it is.
Rock and roll. So we'll have a little fantasy about that when we get back, and then we have some other goodies on the way. It's the Back School A to Z, and Bizarre File up next. Stay with us.
Teachers had copy cards for their copiers at school, and they would sometimes send a couple students to go make copies for them. Well, I was one of the responsible ones, and they sent myself and one of my friends
to go make copies. Well, one of my friends takes the copy card and decides to copy a magazine from his father's collection and send pictures around the entire school. And so after that, teachers were never allowed to give copy cards again to their students.
Wow.
Of course.
They killed
because you were working now in the porn industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you can understand. Yeah.
Good times. Good
Thanks,
times.
Will.
I love those
appreciate
last second scrambles because I didn't realize that we had not a common like the Power Ranger bed sheets.
Right.
We should have specified.
Here's another example. It says in middle school, I would use Sharpie, permanent markers to, quote, tattoo myself. Other kids thought that it was cool, so I started charging $1 per drawing wherever they wanted. The principal found out, and after I refused to stop, she put a ban on Sharpies for the entire school. Even the teachers could not bring them in. And then this person writes, I'm a tattoo artist now.
Oh, my God.
Ended up making a career out of it. I will go to Holly. Good morning to you, Holly.
Good morning.
What's up, Holly?
How do you work?
Thank you.
Yeah, I was in middle school. I think I was like 12 or 13. And I decided I wanted Domino's pizza, so I ordered one, had it delivered to the cafeteria. Apparently, they never had a rule about that, but there was one after that.
You're like Spicoli. You got pizza delivered to school.
Yeah.
I did, Domino's, but I had to share it.
And so did they talk to you about it, or did they just issue a statement that said no more of this?
Well, they did. I had a principal that actually I loved. We got along great, and he had to vice principal, excuse me, and he had to pull me aside and talk to me, and he said, "This is not like you, Holly. I can't believe you did this, but good one."
Yeah, all right.
That was that bad. You ordered a pizza. That's all.
Yeah. But they made a rule after that. So, all right, thanks. Here's a text that says,
You gotta buy a crappy pizza.
Says, according to my husband, a 2 beer at a time limit was installed and stated at the Fest House in Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, because of him and his buddies building beer cup pyramids on the table, dancing every dance with the Fest House dancers, and generally acting like drunken maniacs. Don't know if this is really true, he said, but apparently that happened.
2 beer limit.
Here's a similar one. This one says, in college, some friends and I used to go to a Mexican restaurant every Thursday and often on Saturdays for their $1 margaritas. As a group, we would go there a lot. And eventually, they put a new rule in. It was now $2 margaritas and no more than 4 margaritas per person.
Oh, bummer.
A lot. Well, so I wasn't responsible for it, but there used to be the thing at the Roy Rogers where the Fixins bar, and people would go and just make sandwiches. So there was one right near my college. And I think this is probably corporate wide, but people would go do that and not really buy anything.
Right.
And so they put up a sign at that salad bar, for patrons only, for paying customers only, because it was getting like Nick, like the Mercedes.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to Christine. Hi, Christine. Good morning.
Hey, bitches.
Hey, what? All right, Christine. What rule did they change because of you?
Well, you said porn industry, so this goes a little towards that. So when my friend and I were 17 years old, friend of the family was the penalty box official for the Flyers back in the old Spectrum. And we were waiting for him after the game. We were outside in the corridor outside the locker room. You could get really close to the Flyers at that point. So the door swings open, and Brad McCrimmon and Kathy, let's just say they call him the Beast for a reason.
Wow.
Brad McCrimmon was standing there totally naked. So, of course, 17, I'm like, oh, my God. So ever since then, they changed the rule was that nobody could get down in that corridor by the locker room unless you were affiliated with the Flyers organization. And
or
now,
a 17-year-old girl.
At 17, and
Yeah.
now I'm in human resources, so there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
So
man.
you're handling stories like that.
That's funny. And
Yeah.
that was the moment they made the rule. Wow. All right. Thank you, Christine. Hope you're proud. We'll go to Frank next. Hi there, Frank.
Beating your head in with a hammer.
I was hammering in the morning.
All right. What's up, Frank?
I was a bartender, and a customer ordered a flaming shot. And I didn't tell the customer, hey, you need to blow fire out because we can't consume that. And so he goes.
We, as human beings, cannot consume fire.
No,
Okay.
Science has taught us that.
Yes.
So he goes to drink the shot, gets scared because
fire, drops the shot, it breaks on the bar, and my bar engulfs in flames for a moment. And then, I had to take like a soda gun to spray it off.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so no more flaming shots at Texas Roadhouse, guys.
Oh,
There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
A flaming Mo.
I don't know if it was you or the customer, but yep, absolutely. All right, some other examples. This one says, I got our human resources Dropbox taken away at work because HR threatened to not pay us if we missed a clock in or clock out. I printed out the law stating that what they were threatening was illegal, highlighted it, and put it in the HR box when no one was around. Our HR rep threw an unholy fit and tried to figure out who put the paper in the box. And from then on, everything had to be handed in personally instead of a box.
I can see that.
And they went on to say, in our defense, the phones didn't always work and the clock-in system was really unreliable. So that's why they had made that complaint. Another one says, I already did that one. My younger brother was always late to school and tardy every day. He eventually figured out that if you just skipped first period altogether and showed up to his second period, he was counted as being at school with no late penalty since he was at second period on time. And they had to change that the following year.
So the rule would accommodate just going to second period, and he would be listed as
present for the day.
Present for the day,
but with no tardy for the first class.
Right.
Okay, that's gaming the system.
Right.
Yep.
Need to adjust that.
Let's go next to him. We're taking calls on a rule that was made because of something you did, and I will go to Kenny next. Hey, Kenny. Good morning.
Hey, Kathy, it's Jay. I heard your mixtape, and I want to take you back.
Wait, do you know Jay, or did I say his name on the air?
You said his name on the air.
That's great. Very astute, Kenny. What's up, man? What'd you do?
So in middle school, like you get changed in the locker rooms for like gym class. It's the first time you're all excited to use deodorant and be like a man.
Right.
Well, we were we were in the back of the bus, and we some kid, I'm not going to say his name, but he brought a lighter, and we were making fireballs in our hands.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Shooting flamethrowers, and the next year our bus driver would not allow those deodorants in his bus, so I had to use stick.
Okay.
You had to use a stick from there.
Yep. And it was only our bus driver. It wasn't the whole school. It was just our bus driver. It was just an old grouchy.
Oh, yeah. You didn't like you making fireballs on the bus.
Come on, dude. We're just making fireballs on a moving vehicle that is powered by gasoline.
That's funny.
Wow.
All right. Thanks, Kenny. Appreciate it. Here's a follow-up to our call earlier from Christine, who saw the Flyers players naked. This text says, I was dating Christine, and I was with her when that happened. I saw Brad McCrimmon's junk.
That's hilarious.
They were a part of the whole thing. So, legitimizing.
So that was a well-known legend with him?
I don't know. I just said his name, the Beast.
Now it is.
So.
Yeah.
All right, here's another text that says, I made a fake penis out of clay in middle school, and I waved it around on the back of the bus and got caught. They had no more clay in art class because of my wiener.
Well, we are in the broadcast industry, and we have tons of fake penises around here. So
we got loads. Yeah. Let's go next to Justin. Hey, Justin, good morning.
Hey, good morning. You guys rock.
Thank you, sir. What's going on, Justin?
So back in high school, one summer, me and a buddy, hot day, went to a 7-Eleven. Then they have the big 100-ounce mugs for soda. Well, the little deal was buy the mug, get a free soda. Well, we decided to fill it full of the slushie instead. So we fill it full of Slurpee, go to the register. She can't charge us because she doesn't have it because it's not listed as an actual drink as for the soda because we weren't supposed to fill it up. So we got the free 100-ounce Slurpee, went back the next day with the same mugs, and they plastered paper all over saying we couldn't fill it up with Slurpee anymore.
Oh, there you go. Yep. You gamed the system for one day, though.
One day.
Yeah, I remember that. There was a big thing where remember the one where you could bring in your own receptacle?
They do that like once a year.
Right.
Yeah, where you can bring in your own.
Whatever you want.
But they sold him that one.
Yeah.
But it was just made for sodas. Here's another one that says, when I used to walk home from school, I had to walk next to the to get to my house. And one day, I decided to see if I could walk with my eyes closed.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's...
And as I walked, I didn't feel the transition from gravel to road, so unknowingly was walking on the road, and I heard a noise and looked behind me. A line of cars had formed, but none of the cars had honked, and I immediately ran off into an orchard, but later learned why nobody honked, because 2 weeks later, they put up signs that said deaf child area on both sides of the road. They thought I was deaf, so they didn't honk.
Oh, my God.
And so they put those.
So wait, that's another thing though. Do you ever try? I try to get around my house sometimes with my eyes closed.
Do you really?
Yeah, like I've tried it to see if I know how many steps
never do that.
to the door.
I've done it a few times just to see because I wake up in relative darkness and I try not to turn the lights on to wake anybody else up, and I'm like, I wonder if I could
do that.
Walk from here to there without bumping into something. Yeah.
I'm usually not that successful. I'm good with the light switches. I know where they are.
It seems kind of goofy for you to do that.
I know.
Let me go to next to Carl. Hey, Carl, good morning.
Yoo-hoo!
Yoo-hoo! All right, Carl, so they made a rule because of what?
So in high school, we were allowed to leave for lunch and get in our vehicles, go uptown, get whatever we wanted. My health teacher was betting that I couldn't make it to Delaware because that's where Taco Bell was. To Taco Bell and back before the period ended. So I jumped in my Mustang, hauled ass across the Delaware Bridge.
It's like Smokey and the Bandit.
That's basically
Steve.
it.
Yeah.
You're encouraging excessive driving, excessive speed.
That's where it comes into play because when I got back into town, I was worried about time. So I'm going 55 down Broadway, and the cops pull into the high school behind me as I'm carrying Taco Bell in.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was the last to be able to leave.
Oh, so they made a rule you couldn't leave campus anymore.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you ruined it for everybody. I blame the teacher. All right, we got Bizarre File stories to share. We're going to share them now.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by Bud Light. You can join Marissa. The Thursday night event's coming up. Yeah, it's Thursday night from 7 to 9 for a Bud Light Thursday night kickoff at Top Tomato in Center City. And you can enter for your chance to win a pair of Eagles tickets, and that's courtesy of Bud Light. So make sure you join Marissa at Top Tomato Thursday night, 7 to 9. A plot to embarrass the British Prime Minister with cell phone sex noises was foiled and is now being investigated as a security breach. While carrying out a routine sweep, a mobile phone was discovered in the chamber. And
Oh, dear God, what is that?
It was taped to the underside of the Commons table.
That's so funny.
Source says that the smartphone had been set to play sexually explicit recordings if it rang.
Oh, my God.
Authorities are now investigating to find out who was behind the prank. But that's in Parliament, man.
Wow.
All right, this is not Parliament, but did you guys see Aaron Nola's post-game press conference yesterday in the locker room?
No.
Oh my God, he's mid-press conference and you just hear a player in the background fart. It is. We got to get the audio for it. You guys got to hear it. It's because you can. It's blatant. You can hear it. It's
really?
Yeah, and they all just start laughing.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's so good.
Yeah, if you could see if somebody can scare that up.
Someone has farted. The edict suggests whoever smelt it dealt it.
A man accused of shooting his cousin to death in Texas allegedly said the incident occurred because he wanted to test his family member's reaction time.
Well, you didn't do so well.
Jose Megarino, 21 years old, is in the Dallas County Detention Center on a charge of murder. The incident said to have occurred when 19-year-old Emmanuel Najera and his younger brother arrived at Megarino's house to celebrate Najera's birthday. When the topic of guns and concealed carry came up in conversation, they apparently went to Megarino's room.
Hey, think fast.
Megarino gave Najera a gun, saying that he wanted to test his reaction time. He reportedly told police that he had attempted to remove the rounds from his own gun. Megarino is believed to have shot his younger cousin as he reportedly called 911 and told an operator that he had accidentally shot Najera in the chest. Najera was transported to a local hospital. He later died.
Checking reaction time against a bullet?
Well, Magarino reportedly said he often practiced with his gun and believed that he had taken out all of the bullets from the gun before pulling the trigger. So
well,
it was one of those.
Yeah.
Essentially, they were playing around with a gun.
Yeah.
Hours later, early Tuesday morning, he was booked into jail and charged with murder.
So the guys who were wearing the Kevlar helmet, they still win.
Yeah, exactly. All right, a UK employment tribunal ruled that calling your boss a dickhead is not automatically grounds for firing, according to a recent case.
It's a big step forward for the use of the word dickhead.
Office manager Carrie Herbert was fired on the spot in 2002 after calling her manager and another director dickheads during a heated meeting at Main Group Services, a brickwork company. Herbert told the tribunal the comment was meant as a joke, but her boss responded by telling her to leave immediately. And I kind of understand where she's coming from because I'll explain the scenario. Employment judge Sonia Boyes ruled that Herbert had been unfairly dismissed and awarded her over $40,000 in compensation and legal costs. The judge found the company had not acted reasonably in all the circumstances in treating her conduct as sufficient reason for her dismissal. Herbert said she told her bosses, "It's only because of you two dickheads that I stayed." When discussing workplace issues.
Dickhead.
Which led her.
She was complimenting him.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
So, but it led to her immediate termination. But she won the lawsuit. So
it was actually a good-natured use of dickhead.
Yeah. Several urgent care workers in Santa Barbara have been fired after a TikTok taken inside medical exam rooms went viral over Labor Day weekend.
Oh, I saw this.
The post shows compilation photos where Sansum clinic workers are joking and posing with patients' bodily fluids left on exam tables. Text over one of the first images reads, "Are patients allowed to leave you guys gifts?" Followed by slides showing staff laughing, pointing, and even posing playfully around the stains with the caption, "Guess the substance." In another frame, the on-screen words say all shades and opacities. So in the last frame of the post, the text on top of a group photo around a stain reads, "Make sure you leave your healthcare workers sweet gifts like these." Sutter Health, which Sansum Clinic says is part of, said that the video was posted by a former employee who left the organization in late July. A spokesperson later clarifying that the individual who posted the TikTok was not employed with Sutter at the time said, "We are deeply concerned about the disrespectful social media post made on a personal account by a former employee, and we are conducting a full review in our line of policies." The spokesperson said the staffers involved in the video had been fired. Some social media users claim that the photos were taken at an OBGYN clinic. The Sutter Health spokesperson refuted these claims and clarified that the photographs were taken at Sansum's urgent care clinic in Santa Barbara. Patients who believe that their privacy and dignity was violated either within or outside the Sutter Health network can file a complaint with the U.S. Department of Health and
Wait a
Human
second,
Services.
that's my stain.
Yeah, I mean, they're just stains. You know,
Yeah, and you're on paper. That's why they have that paper there. It's not,
Yeah.
oh, we're going to keep these. It's like a little memento.
All right, and then finally we'll end with this story. A 4-year-old North Carolina boy was sent to the hospital after his family says he was bitten by a snake at a daycare. The incident reported occurred at New Beginnings Child Enrichment Center. The boy's family said the snake bit him near his finger, and they shared a picture of his swollen hand. The daycare said it happened on the playground when a 4-year-old was playing near the sandbox, and a worker killed the copperhead snake at the attack. And those things are poisonous, or venomous, I should say. But the boy's family said that the daycare never called 911 about what happened.
I told you snake playtime was a terrible idea.
According to family members, the child's guardian was the one who rushed him to the hospital. Emergency services confirmed they did not receive a call from the daycare. The boy's aunt, Cooper, said that daycare first claimed that it was just a splinter or perhaps a broken hand.
Or perhaps a copperhead snake.
She says the information changed when the guardian arrived at the daycare. When asked if the daycare alerted other parents about the incident, they declined to comment. And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. All right, so we have the audio. Who was being interviewed?
Aaron Nola. This is a post-game. He had a great game yesterday, by the way.
All right, and so they're chatting, and at some point somebody farts. One of the players, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to get those guys out, and especially to get Soto.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that is a good one.
Like that.
I just love it because you hear it and then there's a brief pause and you just see him smile and laugh, and then you hear people laughing in the background.
All the microphones start to jiggle because they're all laughing at the same time.
Just to
We'll just keep moving along now.
Somebody commented that was definitely a Schwar bomb.
What's the best one? We've had over the course of the many years we've done the show, there have been some real profound, loud.
Well, the Whoopi Goldberg one, right? When she was on The View? Or was that just her chair squeaking?
That was the claim.
No, she farted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fart.
Because she even said, excuse me, or something like that, I think. But sometimes they slip out, I don't know as far as video or live moments when that happens, but I think so I would call that one a punctuation fart.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, total
it's
silence.
It's like boom. It's like to the point. It's not a long, squeaky, drawn out one. It's very, damn it.
Yeah. It's a gavel.
God, yeah. I think of all the politicians that have had it.
Exclamation point.
It's awesome.
Steve, it's almost like Victor Borga when he would do the quotations.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
That's a real tuba. That's a tuba.
That's a
fart.
solid one.
Good.
Oh, okay. Thanks for sharing that, man. Of
course.
Appreciate that. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get into lesson, question, trash, and music news and another rock and roll song right after these. Teacher, Carl.
What's that?
I said I blame the teacher on that one.
Oh, he was awesome. I can't. I'm not going to.
All right.
That's
I bet you can't get there and back.
I wonder when because when I was in high school, they allowed us to leave campus at lunch as well. If you had a car,
right.
At some point that stopped, but we took advantage of that every day.
It was huge in my high school. I think, and then there was one part where of the year where a kid got hurt, and I think that's what put the kibosh on it.
All right. Well, awesome examples. Thanks for your call. Think about that today. Talk amongst your friends. They made a rule because I did this. We got to take a break because we're going live on Fox Good Day
Yes,
today.
that's right.
Let's break and come back with that as well. The Bizarre File coming up too. Stay with us. We'll return shortly.
Well-made displays.
I think it was a Pokemon, yeah. And this kid apparently knocked it over and broke it.
Like smashed it.
And what the guy didn't know, the dad didn't know, is it was like
$5,000.
Yeah, it was like this $7,000 thing. And sorry, you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Now they went back and they ended up watching video, and the kid wasn't like playing around with it or something like that. He had
just knocked it
he had
over.
leaned on it or something along those lines, and so he knocked it over and it
But I would imagine like bigger stores, I don't know where they are, they have some sort of insurance that if something like that happens, you're not going to make the parent pay for $1,000 ceramic Pikachu.
I've heard stories of again,
I've seen
the old adage is you break it, you bought it.
Right, you break it, you buy it. And I've seen that at like smaller stores, especially if they sell glass items, especially down the shore. Like some of those, little shops down there, if you take the kids in, you can see everybody tense up and there's a little sign that says you break it, you buy it.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the owners, if you walk in, and so we don't have kids, but when people come in with small kids into places like that, like in New Hope,
Oh, yeah.
I think,
my words before I go in are don't touch anything.
Yeah. No, and I even get nervous around stuff like that. If there's shelves with hundreds of plates or just fragile things.
Yeah.
I purposely bring my arms in closer to my body as I walk along.
Likewise.
I try to shrink myself up as much as possible because I know I'm just going to knock something over.
Could I have some help, please?
Yeah.
Because you're terrible, because you could walk, if you were to go, the way you normally go through, you knock over one thing, you're looking at $300 or $400,
I see Jace's eyes though, I watch him and he's like, "Oh, Mom," and what's this? And he wants to touch it, so that's his way of being like, "Oh, what? I was just asking what it was. I wanted to see what it was."
Don't touch
down. Don't touch it.
Kill you.
It's $10,000.
So I definitely want to hear the you broke it, you bought it stories, 215-263-WMMR, whether it was you or your kid or whatever, because we've all had that happen.
So I don't know if she ever had to buy it. She might actually be listening right now. But I had a friend who was at a store, and there was in the middle of the store was a nail polish set up. And I think she tripped and fell, and she fell into the nail polish, and all of the nail polish shattered on the floor, broke. No. Wait, she pretended like she was passed out because she didn't want to get up.
Shut up.
She pretended like she was like knocked out.
Oh, that's great.
And so when they got her up,
that's great.
Like, oh my God.
I'm pretending I passed out.
Yeah. She said it's the whole store smelled like nail polish. She didn't know what to do. And so like her friends like escorted her out, and she pretended like she was like super hurt. Meanwhile, they got into the car and they were like hysterical laughing.
Did she just say things like, I hope the baby survives?
Oh my God. What I was going to ask, and I've never done this myself, is if you've ever broken something and then try to like hide it on a shelf, underneath other things, or shove it way in the back.
Oh, right.
But that's a much better story.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You pretend just pretend.
Pretending.
That's good advice, though. If you break something, pretend you passed out.
By the way, a side subject from this, but whenever you see a movie or a TV show and somebody's walking through the store and there's an elaborate display of some kind of a pyramided...
You know what's going to happen.
You know what's happening, right?
It's like the guys in the movies who have large panes of glass that they're walking across the street with those suction things. Yep. You know it's going to happen.
All right, let me get some calls here. I'm going to go with Kyle. Hey, Kyle, good morning.
Hey, Mom, turn the radio down.
What's up, Kyle?
Hey, what's going on? So what if a guy threw a shoe at me? Good morning, guys. When I was a little kid, the local grocery store had like this big, huge display of tomato sauce. They had this like huge family-sized jar. And like any other kid, I'd get lost in the grocery store and wander around. And it was back in the day when your parents didn't care. They kind of hoped that one or two of you wandered off.
Right.
And I knocked over this. It had to have been gallons of pasta sauce into the aisle of the grocery store.
Man.
And these are glass containers?
Oh, yeah. And I'm 5, so I think I could just brush it aside and clean it up. Nobody will know. So I come back to find my mom holding broken pieces of glass with pasta sauce all over my hands.
Oh, man. Oh,
she must have thought you were bleeding out.
That's what she thought. She said, "Oh my God, what's blood? What's pasta sauce?" Like it was horrifying.
Hey, Kyle, did they make your folks pay for it, or was there any sort of? Did they kick your ass out of the store? What happened?
I think they looked at our family funny after that because they knew we were the pasta people. But I'm not sure if they made her pay for it. But if they did, it was probably a couple $100 worth of stuff.
So that would be something where they made this, like Kathy, you talk about having insurance, and I think you're right. For the most part, insurance will cover a lot of this stuff. But also, what if it's something that that the store is made, or it's a one of a kind, or a display?
All right, I do have this story. It's a little bit off topic, but it does involve breaking something, and I had already paid for it. And this is me as a full-grown adult. I had gone to a liquor store, and I had bought a bottle of gin, okay?
Yeah.
And I was, why did I go back? And anyway, I think I had already paid for it, and I forgot something. I came back into the store, and I was in the back of the store, and I dropped it, and it just shatters. And I've already paid for it. And I'm like, you got to be good. Or maybe I went outside and dropped it. Anyhow, I dropped this, and I was like, I was like Bluto in Animal House.
Right,
when they dropped the booze, like, I just paid for this bottle. And I bring it back in, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like,
can you fix it?
Can you fix this? No, but what they told me, and I did not know, that with alcohol like that, as long as the seal on the cap was not broken, they could take it and give me another one.
Really?
So they did?
So they gave me another one. So as long as that seal was not broken, that proved that you didn't drink some out of it and go, oops, I dropped it and I need a new one. That they could give me another one.
So they didn't see you with the straw in the parking lot.
Right. I made a little hole.
I was at a store just this past weekend at the beach. It was kind of like Terrain, Kathy. Think about it, where it's like it has all these cute like knickknacks and bric-a-bracs and kitchen things. Plus, you can get lunch there. So while you order, you go and you shop around, and it's beautiful, like pottery and dishes. Everything is breakable.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's very tight aisles, and there's lots of things on the floor. So there's not just like things on tables, but this woman leaned in, and she must have kicked a stand that was set up under the table, and it just started shattering. But it wouldn't stop shattering. There was at least like 9 dishes that fell.
Once in those displays, once it's like that, they're going.
Struts on 93.3 WMMR, their tribute to Bad Company, and great cover of Rock and Roll Fantasy. I do like that one, and we spoke to Luke Spiller not that long ago about that. He was a big fan of Roger. Good Lord, I can't remember a goddamn thing today.
God Almighty. And then when you forget, I forget. Roger
Taylor?
No, Federer.
No,
not Federer.
Lead singer of Bad Company.
Paul Rogers.
Paul Rogers.
Thank you. That's
Roger Rogers.
Roger Rogers.
Roger Rogers.
I apologize, man. I'm not with it today. I'm trying.
Having fun though, right?
It's the whiskey and beer, right?
I am having fun. Yeah, it's the whiskey and the beer and the hummus.
It must be the hummus. Doctor, I can't think straight. It must be the hummus.
Which, by the way, we'll do another giveaway here in a moment with our friends at Iron Hill Brewery, so hang out for that. But I have something else completely to give away, and it is a pair of tickets to MMR Rock Slayer for the lesson question, and the show is Saturday, September 20th at Hershey Park Stadium, mind you. So a question that we will pose to you is this one. What kind of T-shirt was Princess Kate Middleton spotted wearing at a public event?
It's amazing.
What kind of T-shirt was Kate Middleton? That was from early this morning, 6:50. All right, so what kind of T-shirt was Princess Kate Middleton spotted wearing at a public event recently? 610-660-9333 is the number. If you call and you get through, we got the prize over here for you. While we're waiting for that call, we'll do this.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you this morning by Worldwide Stereo. Luxury meets innovation at Worldwide Stereo's all-new Experience Center in Wayne. You can explore statement audio, framed art TVs, and cinematic tech in a stunning space. Grand opening party is this Saturday from 10 to 6. Details at worldwidestereo.com/Wayne. What's going on this morning, Steve?
Well, Preston Charlie Sheen is opening up about his past sexual encounters with other men, saying it was a byproduct of his drug addiction. Sheen says he didn't have much stamina and usually had to tap out after 2.5 men. See what I did there? See what I did? Patrick Schwarzenegger, this is cool, married longtime girlfriend Abby Champion in Idaho over the weekend. Dad Arnold Schwarzenegger called Patrick his favorite child that he didn't have with a housekeeper.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
And finally, singer Rebecca Black, we all remember her, revealing in a recent interview that touring with Katy Perry was such a grind that the only way she could cope was, quote, with tons of gay sex. I know what you mean, said fellow entertainer Tony Danza. That's what I wish.
All right, we will go to the phones and we will see if we can get an answer to the question this morning, which is what kind of T-shirt was Princess Kate Middleton spotted wearing at a public event? And it is Mary Pat that we're going to go to. Hi there, Mary Pat. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Do you know what kind of shirt that Kate Middleton was wearing?
I think it was a Delco t-shirt.
Delco. Hang on, Mary Pat. Going to give you a pair of tickets as MMR Rocks Slayer! Saturday, September 20th at Hershey Park Stadium. Tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, it's also brought to you by Worldwide Stereo. Luxury makes innovation at Worldwide Stereo's all-new Experience Center in Wayne. Explore statement audio, framed art TVs, and cinematic tech in a stunning space. Grand opening party this Saturday from 10 to 6. Details at worldwidestereo.com/Wayne. So it's not a drill. The Foo Fighters are getting back to work at Dave Grohl's 606 Studios in Los Angeles, posting a teaser photo showing the 6 band members in a circle with only their legs and footwear visible. The band wrote, "Foo Fighters Assemble," and encouraged fans to subscribe to their newsletter for info you won't want to miss. This appears to be the start of sessions for their follow-up to 2023's But Here We Are album. And it's been an eventful year for the band, with drummer John Freese being fired in May and replaced by Nine Inch Nails drummer Alien Rubin in July. The band also released 2 songs in July to commemorate their 30th anniversary, including Minor Threat cover that had been in their vault since 1995, an original song called Today's Song. The studio return suggests new material is in the works, with more updates expected in the coming weeks and months.
Do we believe that the whole thing with Grohl and the kid out of wedlock with his wife, that's all stabilized now? He's good to return?
I think it's definitely stabilized enough.
Yep, I think so.
And then one more story. The Eagles are going to remain perched at the Sphere in Las Vegas a little while longer. If you've been unable to see the legendary band in concert at Sin City's most impressive venue, you'll have more opportunities next year. Announced yesterday, new 2026 shows include Friday, January 23rd, Saturday the 24th, Friday, January 30th, and Saturday, January 31st. The general on sale for the new shows will begin Friday, September 19th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. The newly added shows bring the band's total during their stay to 48 performances in all, dating back to their premiere last September 20th. Ticket prices start at $175 and reflect all-in pricing, meaning the ticket price listed is inclusive of taxes and fees.
That's got to be a hell of a show. I think so the Wizard of Oz, what is the Wizard of Oz ticket going for now?
I don't know.
I think that's up there.
Is it?
Yeah. I think it's fairly expensive.
I should probably go to this. My birthday is January 25th, and they're playing Friday, January 23rd, and
Wouldn't that be
Saturday,
awesome?
January 24th. I might be able to pull that off.
Did you see some of the video? Listen, the music speaks for itself, and that's terrific. But the setup, the graphics, they're amazing.
Yeah, you're there to see that. As well. But I'd like to. I eventually want to get there. I didn't want to be the jump on it now, got to go see it right away thing. I wanted to kind of let it break in a little more.
So the company that owns Madison Square Garden, and the plan is to have 10 across the country?
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, and since we're done with music news, I can give away another $50 gift card from Iron Hill Brewery and Restaurant. We'll take call number 16, 610-660-9333, and you'll get that $50 gift card. And you can celebrate every Phillies and Eagles game at Iron Hill Brewery and Restaurant with Philly favorite features, $5 cheesesteak egg rolls, $5 Philly favorite pints, and $10 growler fills, iconic flavors, hometown pride, and better beer at Iron Hill Brewery and Restaurant. So good luck to you. We'll come back, wrap up the program. We'll get another rock and roll song before we get out of here, too. Stay there.
Like all high school kids that were working there, and everyone was like, what to do? Oh,
Right.
Sorry.
Well, that's
Enjoy
the
your
same
macaroons.
thing. I get so nervous when I'm at Cracker Barrel and you're in that store part. And I remember one time, Preston, I knocked over a Mel Tillis CD and cracked the jewel case. And I was like, oh my God, this must be worth, I don't know, $1,
right? Oh, God. Here's a text that says, knocked over a saxophone of a stand in a Sam Ash while test driving a bass guitar. Bent the horn into an oval shape upon impact. $2,700 later, guess what I own now?
Oh my God. So what are the parameters of the law or insurance coverage? What are they within their rights to exact from you if you are responsible for breaking something they deem? In other words, are they compelled to go? Is it like when you get into an accident and you decide, Kathy, like your situation, are we going to go through insurance or? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can you do it outside of that?
I had the same question. What happens if you get in an accident when you're test driving a car?
That's a good question.
You bought
it.
No.
Dang it, you bought it?
I think you sign up for their insurance policy when you take the car off the lot. Don't quote me on that, but I think like in order to do a test drive, you have to sign something that says you are somewhat culpable.
I promise not to break it.
Right. We're going to calls. You broke it, you bought it, 215-263 WMMR. I have Laura on the line. Hey, Laura, good morning.
Good morning. If I had a hammer,
I'd hammer in the morning.
I'd beat you with the hammer.
Then I'd flee town.
What's up, Laura?
So recently at a pet store in Harleysville, I won't
know which
name
one.
names.
I know
Yes.
which one. Go ahead.
Yes, we live very close to it, and I took my dog in there to buy dog food, thinking I would spend $30 or $40, and he peed on the entire display rack of handmade raincoats for dogs, and the lady was so pissed. Now, mind you, if it was like a bigger box store like PetSmart or something, like they probably would have been like, oh, they have
Right.
those cleanup stations, have a great day. No, this lady was pissed. She gave me like the devil eyes, and she's like, well, now we can't sell them, blah, blah, blah. So they made me buy $50 dog rain jackets. So if anyone is in the market for
Now,
of sizes.
a rain jacket, all moisture
Right?
of any type should run right off of that.
Yeah.
And,
I know.
And by
I
the
felt
way,
so
how do
pressured.
you home make? What do you knit a rain? Do you ever
Well,
see
it's
like
probably
knitted raincoats?
It's hand sewn to fit a dog. I mean,
But I mean,
they're
it's-
probably not mass producing raincoats for dogs.
But I mean, as Preston points out, it's usually some sort of water repellent
It is,
material.
And that's why I was so pissed, because I was like, just wipe it off. Just Clorox wipe the damn thing.
How many did
But
you have to
no.
buy, Laura?
3.
So you spent $150 on raincoats.
and also, you're bringing an animal into a store, and they know that from time to time,
They're
an
gonna
animal
pee.
might do something like that.
Yeah.
You, as a human being, have very little control over that.
That's why Petco has the Fabergé eggs up on a higher shelf.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that
So
sucks,
they
Laura.
have- They have since moved that display rack, by the way. I
Yeah.
have been in there since. I thought I would never show my face there again, but I have.
You have to.
And they moved the display rack to a more higher up, which they should have been in the first.
In the first place, yes, absolutely.
All right, thank
Enjoy
you,
the
Laura.
raincoats.
Yeah. Hope for rain.
Anyone's in the market for raincoats.
Get to use them. Let's go to Keith next. Hey, Keith, good morning.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, Bob, what's going on?
So it was like 1999 when those Dell computers came out that were all different colors.
Yes.
So, all right. And they were probably like $1,000 when they came out, right? Maybe.
Yeah. I put that
Okay.
about that price. Yeah, I think you're on the right path.
So we ride our bikes up to the Best Buy, look at video games, and really look at them, and they're all on these shelves. My buddy is a moron and goes, wait, does the shelf pull out? So he tries to pull it out, and all these computers fall behind like 2 shelves and smash. There's also like CD players on there, like heavy stuff.
Of course.
Just smashes. All of them broke. So managers come over, they grab us up, and they're like, "Hey, man, like, where's your parents? We don't have any. We're orphans."
We're orphans.
I'm Batman.
They're like naming all places, like the years of like they're going. Yeah, that's like 1977. That's so it's coming to like $8,000, which I thought I'd never see that money in my life. So we're like, all right, well, can we call our parents? And they're like, so you're orphans, whatever. So as we're walking to the office, my friend's just like, time to go. And we just dip, get on our bikes. Like, I've never been back. So
You've never been back to
You put the
Deptford,
entire
just in
town
case,
behind you.
even though you've grown up into an adult. So you guys just bolted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, that's probably why Best Buy's going out of business.
Probably what you did in 1999.
Oh my God, Keith, I love that story. Oh man, and listen, as a kid, you just panic, man. You just get out of there. I could totally see that.
Well, when parents have like ultra grabby kids, and you can see, they go into a store like that. You see the law being laid down and kids are just, I mean,
Yeah, just grabbing.
yeah.
I
Too
feel like,
much.
or even fire alarms. You know, if they can reach that. Stuff like that, too.
Here's a text. Listen to this. It says, my 3-year-old thinks it's hilarious to grab candy bars off the shelf and take a bite with the wrapper on, forcing me to buy them every time. I guess that's a way to do it.
Yeah.
You can if you want that candy bar, you definitely just take a bite. You're going to be buying it.
Can you do the same with it, like a Lamborghini? If you go to the dealership and then just a bite, chew on the wind.
I'm guilty of like smushing the candy to see if it's fresh, and then putting that one back and getting another one.
Getting another fresh one?
What are you doing? How can you get a not fresh candy bar?
Or like a
Sometimes-
pastry?
Yeah, or like
She just digs her
Twizzlers.
fingers into the
Did
pastry.
you do the same with the produce, like apples, and take a little bite? Nah, this is good.
No, but I do tell myself that no matter what the apple is, like somebody else picked over that apple.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like, while I'm spending too much time trying to pick the right apple, I'm thinking like this apple was picked over by somebody else.
No, I don't know what you mean. Picked over.
Like somebody
passed up on it.
Passed on it. Somebody
Okay.
else didn't take
It
it
wasn't
home.
a good one.
Yes,
So
and
it's
how
not
does
the
that how
best
does that
one.
make you feel?
Preston, you wanna unpack this right now?
I'm not understanding. So you're saying that all the good apples are taken already, and you're left with the dregs?
Yeah. I'm like the second best apples are left.
These are the. What if they just put them out and you've got to pick of the litter?
What if you just got there?
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Should never
You don't
thought of
know.
it that way.
Thanks. See,
This is a
turned
moral.
it around.
This is a moral crisis you're going through now.
God, I need to talk to you guys more often.
Here's a text that says, "Color Me Mine sends me into a cold sweat. I loudly lectured my 2 children during a very crowded holiday weekend not to touch anything. Then picked up one of the largest ceramics,
I'm not sure what that word is.
a Senkan cookie jar. Flipped it upside down to see the price, and
no.
the head flew off,
Oh, no.
bounced twice, and then shattered.
Wait, so the person did it, not the kid?
Yeah,
the adult.
I guess so, yeah.
To get it away from the.
Oh my God.
It wasn't so much
I love that.
the cost, but the audible gasps from all the other mothers there was the worst.
That space, Preston. It's like when you get kicked in the balls, and that time that it freezes in time for the pain. When something like glass, you drop it, it has the clink clink, lifts up, for like a nanosecond, and then comes back down. It's always the second or third bounce on which it crashes. It's like, God damn it.
Here's a text that says, regarding you break it, you bought it. I'm a civil attorney. If a store puts something on display that they they take the risk that something may be broken,
Right.
and there is no need to pay for it. You do not have to pay for anything that gets broken unless you do it intentionally.
Go take those raincoats back.
Take it back.
Yeah.
In fact, she takes it back. She should piss on them in front of. So that's interesting.
That's what I mean. It's part of like the store insurance. It's like if somebody were to come into your store and get hurt, like you have, you know what I'm saying? You have insurance that's going to cover.
I think they're saying that by what this gentleman or woman is saying, it's because they have opted to put this out as a display.
The last of our rock and roll songs here on the Preston and Steve Show. We got one more to go in the back to school A to Z on 93.3 WMMR, but rock and roll never forgets. That is Mr. Bob Seger, one of his greats, as we are coming musically to the end of our program. Got a random text from somebody. It says, it says, I swear I would not have made it 7 years at this place without you guys and girls at WMMR. I don't know what they're referring to.
Well, it's awesome.
But
whatever it
I'm
is.
happy that you're 7 years wherever you are right now. It's good for you. So thank you for
It's
the love.
actually Bucknell.
Oh, it's Bucknell. 7 years at Bucknell.
I could have used you guys for those 7 years.
Yeah.
Would have made it much more tolerable.
I would like to do a couple things on the way out here. Should I save this for last, Casey?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll
Save the
that
best for last.
All right. I would like to thank our guests. We had Jessica Coulter from visitphilly.com, Senior Vice President of Advancement and External Affairs. They have their celebration of America's 250th anniversary with all kinds of great activities happening in and around Philadelphia. And they have this cool social media campaign where you can create these badges from all of these various, what would you call those? Work parts, I guess. To create your own Philadelphia stamp,
stickers almost.
essentially.
Yeah.
And you can post on social media. You can print them up as well. And you can do that through visitphilly.com. So it's a way to kind of personalize you and your love for our great city. Then we had comedian Josh Blue on. Josh was born with cerebral palsy, and he's got a book out about his life. It is called Something to Stare At. And he was great. I love talking to him. He's just a naturally really funny, nice guy. So it was cool having him on. We'll see if he stops by our town sometime in the near future. Pierre Robert is here. Hey, man.
Good day, good day.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, kids. So in your A to Z, how long have you been in the rock category?
We've not only been in the rock category, but we've been in the rock and roll category all morning.
Wow.
Yeah. There's one more to go, and you get it.
All right. Can you tell me what songs you played?
Yeah.
Right from 6 a.m.?
Yeah, so we played, we started with a song that was not rock and roll. It was Rockin' a Hard Place from Rolling Stones.
Okay.
Then we did rock and roll from Led Zeppelin. That's where the rock and roll starts. So rock and roll, then rock and roll Ain't Noise Pollution, rock and roll all night, rock and roll band, rock and roll fantasy twice, and then rock and roll never forgets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And there's one more rock and roll song for you. And then we just get into the varieties of rock for a long time.
But you are going to go back into the rock and rolls technically because Velvet Underground, it's rock and roll.
Mm-hmm. And so there's a few of those.
So wait a minute. Are we rock? This is rock A-N-D roll?
Yeah.
As opposed to rock apostrophe N roll.
Correct.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Although we may have messed up as Bad Company might actually spell it rock N roll. I'm not sure.
Huh. But the Struts do a great cover of that Bad Co song.
Yeah, we played it.
Yeah, no, I heard it.
Yeah.
It's fun to trace where you guys start, and people are following for the day. So that's great fun.
Yeah, you think, and that it's kind of a game that you sort of passively play.
Right.
You've heard a song, and then obviously I know there are multiple covers of this song, and then how many are going to be played. It's very cool.
What rock and roll hoochie coo? Would that be an N roll? The Rick Derringer song.
No, that's and.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So we got it coming up. And then, you'll go to places like the Casbah, the town, the hurricane, the beach, the nation.
Excellent.
All kinds of things you'll rock with later on.
Oh, I love rocking the nation. Okay. We had speaking of rock, a great visit yesterday with Papa Roach. They came in and we taped an MM Archive session in our performance studio. Excuse me. And they were so cool. We had Tobin and also Jerry and Jacoby, and they did 5 songs.
5 songs.
Basically.
Chuck was saying, our program director, Chuck D'Amico, was saying they could not have been nicer.
They couldn't have been nicer. They kept saying, they said, Pierre, we have a hard out, which means there's no question. It's got to be done by 5 o'clock. They've got to be on the road. And so I was doing unbelievably a really good job at keeping there. And they did one of the songs and they said, let's do it again. I said, that's going to put us a little behind. Then Jacoby looked at me and goes, I don't care. Because they had to drive to Connecticut to practice for the next leg of the tour, which they're doing with Rise Against, a great band out of Chicago. So he said, you take as long as you want. And I go, that's all I needed.
There you go. Done.
Got them out by 5:40, which wasn't bad.
When do we think that will air?
I'm going to be away, so it'll probably be a couple of weeks.
Okay.
But when we need to... The mix was incredible, but we're going to do a mix of the 5 songs, and so I would guess a couple weeks.
Okay, cool. Hey, before we find out what you've got going on, today's Tuesday, so we got to give this away. Our Tad Tuesday winner today is Mr. Patrick Karcher. He's from Vincenttown, New Jersey. And we're going to send him up with a $350 gift certificate from Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. They're at 1729 South Street in Philadelphia. If you want to check out their artwork samples, go to floatingworldtattoos.com or check them out on Instagram at Floating World Tattoos. How's about we get a letter from you, my man?
Yes.
Here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
All right, and the Preston and Steve show is brought to you today by the letter
R. Let me think about this as in roll.
It's nothing. It's the rock and the roll.
You got to have the roll. As Keith Richards says, never forget the roll.
All right, and we've got a 4-pack of lower-level tickets to MMR Rocks. Adam Sandler, you're my best friend. Friday, September 19th, Xfinity Mobile Arena. That show is recommended to the age of 16 and over. Tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster.com. Anything you're giving away that you want to mention or do?
By the way, part of the reason it's going to take us a while to get this, Bob Roaching on Jacoby, every other word out of his mouth is an F-bomb or an S-bomb, and including in a couple of the songs. So it'll take a while, but we'll get it.
Okay.
We're lots of ours.
Okay, excellent. I want to real quick give our last thing away. I have a $50 gift card for Iron Hill Brewery and Restaurant. We'll take caller number 18-610-660-9333. Don't forget about the midweek munchies, 6 to close on Wednesdays at Iron Hill. Half-price shareables, Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, wings, ahi, tuna, poke, and more. And every Wednesday, shareable, half price, only at Iron Hill Brewery and Restaurant. I want to thank our sponsors, Preston and Steve Show, brought to you today by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors. Also by Dunkin', the Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin', and by Virtua Health, here for good. Tomorrow on our program, it's a Wednesday, we'll check in with Fox Good Day. There's a chance we might have our friend, comedian Brad Williams on the show, and a few other things as well. That's it. We are done. Rage on. Have a great day, and we'll do it again tomorrow, friend. Bye-bye.